Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by StrikeForceEnergy.com. Put down the water and grab a fucking drink. Crossover.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution.
What in the hell?
Sometimes when you turn your head, I like to get you.
Oh, okay.
I just like to get a reaction.
If I'm not completely focused on you.
Yeah. If your peepers aren't on my person, then you're gonna get the surprise of your life.
What an old man way
of
to say that.
Of your young life. I know.
If your peepers aren't on my person,
on my person,
it really grinds my gears and gets my goat.
You know why I'm talking like that? There's actually a great reason for this. I've been writing the sequel to At Night She Cries While He Rides His Steed. It takes place in the Civil War.
Okay.
So the Civil War era. So a lot of these phrases and sayings I've been looking up for the past
I love it.
week now, and it's like, man, how the fuck did they get through that time period? I just, there's one joke that I wrote today. Like they go into town. They're in like Fredericksburg, Virginia, and they go into town, and it's like there's a public outhouse. And it's like, man, you don't even have to use a quarter or anything. Like, it's just a public outhouse in the middle of the city. Like,
right.
This is a really nice city we're in. Mm-hmm. So, but that joke, I physically had to look up and be like, man, did they still not have like indoor plumbing in the Civil War? And the answer is no, they did not.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, still using outhouses. Because the last book took place 1840s, 1850s. And I was like, for some reason, I thought the Civil War was like a little more advanced. It wasn't. It definitely was not.
No.
So, you watch Lincoln and all that shit.
And you think you know. You think
with
you know
Daniel
what's
Day-Lewis,
up,
and
yeah.
you're like, oh, man, was Abraham Lincoln going out to an outhouse and just taking a shit in the woods, too, just like everybody else?
Did rich people have it at that point?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, I when I went through it, it said that they didn't. Some of them have some type of like, kind of sophisticated
How much
thing,
easier would it be to build a house, a badass house, if you didn't have to put electric or plumbing in there?
Yeah,
I mean,
but think
great.
about, because he describes the heat in Virginia like during this time period, and it's just like, imagine not having air conditioning like in the middle of summer. It would be, and you're wearing those fucking. It's not like you were wearing board shorts back then. Like everybody was wearing fucking long sleeve cotton,
right,
wool pants.
Right, but the climate, it's not as bad as it is now.
That's not true, actually.
I know it's not actually.
It's
gone full circle. It's cyclical.
Like the record for the highest temperature in Los Angeles I saw was just broken. It was like a 126-year-old record, and you look back on it, and you're like, oh shit, that puts you right around 1890.
Sure.
Sure. You think they were bitching about global warming back then? Of like, oh man, we better watch what kind of chemicals we're putting in the river. We're all gonna die.
Right.
Like, no, they weren't fucking doing any of that goddamn shit.
They could die from diarrhea back then.
I know. If fucking polio, you're nuked. You know what I'm saying?
Who is it that has that funny thing? Like,
there was
if you get a little diarrhea, you better get your affairs in order.
Yeah,
because you're.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of your death.
Yeah, you're done.
And what a way to go.
But one of the historical figures I was writing about, it said that his brother and sister had died from a young age from typhoid fever, and you're like,
right?
Oh, that's right. You could get a fever and die back then. So yeah, it's super super interesting. But all those sayings are now popping up that I'm having to write in that style. So it's like you're trying to put an interesting, funny spin on that dialogue without, hey, kids, step right up. Big win, big win,
Come
big
on
winner.
Down.
Yeah. So it's
Milady.
Yeah. And I did that, with the book that came out previously to that, and it's fun. It's just time consuming because you're like, oh shit, what didn't you have? So you're always going back, fact checking what you did and didn't have during that time period. But I feel smarter after I do these.
Right, because the genre is historical fiction, no?
Correct. Correct it is. Written in novel format as a comedy.
Right.
And just look, to start
sure they wouldn't describe
since we're talking about it, the first one is one of our sponsors. At night she cries while he rides his steed. The first ever romance novel for dudes. That was the first one. That did extremely well. So the sequel is coming out next year. It's called When Darkness Falls, He Doesn't Catch It. Yeah, nailed it. So that's coming out next year. I'm currently in the middle of that now. A lot of people have been asking me. That one's coming back. They wondered if the Jables was coming back, and I'm gonna be honest. Wrote a couple characters in there for the Audible for you, Jabes. So,
you did.
So for the fans, who love the Jables, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
You played the wife in the last one, and she's no longer with us.
Right. So I was a little bit worried, but
yeah. But there's some fun characters in there, and a lot of shit for you. But hey, go buy that fucking book on Amazon. By the way, they just dropped the price to like $16.
Yeah. Don't bother going
Simon
anywhere
& Schuster
else.
had that fucking thing pretty high. I thought. I can talk about this now because it's been out for a little bit. But
you think
the retail,
it was a large hard hardcover. So
yes, I mean the original, but the original retail was like $24.99.
But that's like, right for when it first comes out, and the size of it, and like the fucking cover is amazing.
I guess
like,
so. I guess you're right. You're right.
That's an expensive looking book, and then you open it up and you go, "Oh, I got it was a steal!" Right? Once you open it up and start reading it, you know, you realize that you underpaid.
It's the fucking best. It's the goddamn best. And I will like thinking about this today because that executive is no longer there. I still can't believe they let me write that fucking book like that. Even the
real weird. You know, somebody must have been on their way out.
Well, because somebody
to allow you to do that book.
Somebody emailed me today, and they know the story. The story's pretty infamous at this point. The only thing that they pulled was that Harriet Tubman chapter. So everybody was asking. They were like, "Hey, man, is that Tubman chapter? Is that coming back?" And this one, I was like, Yes, it is. Because I feel,
of course, I have more power now.
Yeah, because I feel too at this point, like if I don't get the right number I'm looking for, like I have no problem just putting this out, knowing what I know now. Like I have no problem just putting that out,
right,
to the world. Like I don't give a shit about that at all.
Sure,
because it's bookstores. Like I said. Most of the bookstores you go to find the books you want, and they're fucking sold out anyways. And it's like, we talked about mine. We talked about Kat Marnell's.
Right.
It's like, dude, the books you really want, they get like, because here's the real truth about bookstores. They get about 5 copies of every fucking book. And then when they sell out, they have to reorder. So therefore, typically you're just catching them in a period of reorders. The ones they really stack are about like 5 authors. John Grisham, James Patterson, Danielle Steele, and like the Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, like that type of shit. Those are about the 5 that it's just like it's always stocked. You'll never run out, and they know through the end of time those are going to do fine. Sure. But everyone else, until you start getting a good number of books under your belt, they won't stack them. They'll just order them by like groups of 5. So it's like fuck. You're literally putting yourself out of business just telling people to go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Which we said 1,000 times, and we'll say 1,000 times again.
We will not be curmudgeon about it anymore.
Buy the book off of Amazon.
We are moving into the.
Also, want to thank. By the way, I also want to thank tonight's Aaron Rodgers, not the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
I know. Every time I go,
yeah. Every time you're like, oh, did Aaron Rodgers play?
I know, what in the heck?
So tonight, we said this on a few shows ago. He sent some Zima and some of these weird fucking Japanese
9% Japanese tall boys,
but they're they're called strong zeros. I don't know the any other word on the can because it's in fucking.
Do you think like
Japanese.
That's a weird translation? Because what a weird name, Strong Zero.
Well, if you think about it, it's 9%,
right?
So it's strong as shit, and there is no Doesn't taste like there's any sugars, like any sugar in here. Yes. So it kind of tastes like you're having a Red Bull that's jacked up to 9%. Like a sugar-free Red Bull jacked up to 9%. It's a fucking strong drink. I just accidentally bashed on the microphone, and it's a big can, too.
Easy, fella. That's awesome.
So
Aaron Rodgers, I mean, you're doing it, buddy.
Dude, he hooked this shit up. He sent that all the way from Japan. None of the bottles broke either from Japan, which is fucking awesome. Also, a quick update.
Okay.
Quick update on the Sizzurp challenge. We think we're getting closer. And if
it feels like we're getting closer.
It feels like we're getting close. We got a good solid lead on something. If so, we might save that for our 100th episode and just do like a 4-hour episode on server. So that way people can really see the effects of it. And whatever we say, and whatever happens.
Yeah.
So
that'll be a no edit
show.
Just like we might have to have somebody else like just put it out without us knowing.
Or just press fucking.
Just press send.
That's it.
Yep.
Just press send and let it go. Let it fucking go.
Let it go.
Next up, we got one of our sponsors, StraightRazors.com. Straight Razors, finest shave in the biz. Finest shave in the bee's nose.
Bee's nose.
Big fan of them. Look, kids, if you follow my Instagram at stjames, just like the character in Night She Cries, at St. James Street James is my handle because somebody took Ross Patterson. The fucking cunt.
Someday we'll
actually
find
not.
That.
I did find the guy. He lives in England.
And he's just like a real dude
just a real dude.
Got his name.
A real Ross Patterson that got his name.
Dang.
So I didn't bitch. I didn't bitch about it.
Sure.
I didn't call Instagram and be like, "Hey man,
no, but don't you call them? Back. Don't you call them and like pay them?
Who?
The actual person?
You could. Yes,
right.
You could.
Okay.
But I'm not going to go that route.
At some point, you may want to do that.
Well, Instagram has done something else so if you type in the name Ross Patterson, now that, they have these blue check marks, so you're verified. So anybody who types in Ross Patterson, if they want to know it's me, I'm the only Ross Patterson, even the guy who has my fucking name.
That's verified. Okay.
So that's fine. But if you're on that Instagram and because somebody looked at there was a premiere picture of me and my child today, and they were like, Jesus, man, you look like you're fucking 4 years old. StraightRazors.com. That's why. That's what does it. Look, kids, they've got the best aftershave in the world, the best cologne in the world. They've got beard oils, waxes, fucking shampoo, hair products. And it's the best smelling shit you'll ever have. Their aftershave and cologne is my fucking jam.
Oh, yeah.
Go to straightrazors.com, type in the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Again, support the show. Go to straightrazors.com, type in the promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. Last up, we got strikeforceenergy.com. This is what this tastes like.
Really?
Yes. It's because Strikeforce...
But not as good, obviously.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Strikeforce Energy. They have 0 carbs, 0 sugars. So, if they put liquor in their shit, it would probably taste like this.
Okay.
Yeah. But Strikeforce Energy is the best energy drink on the planet. Big fan of Strikeforce. It's a tasty, tiny little tin pouch. You just rip it open, and it goes in every single liquid available. And it'll keep you well past, I would say, 5 hours. I would say it's a 7-hour energy. Just put a little boom, boom in there, a couple squirts. Get yourself a 750 milliliter bottle. We all have the subscription of the month. It's cheap as fucking. It's great for pre-workout and all that stuff. Go to strikeforceenergy.com. Type in the promo code REVOLUTION. You get 20% off. Next up, I'm talking about ghostbed.com. Ghostbed.com, boy, that is the finest fucking sleep you will ever have in your entire life. Adult or baby. That's a fun fact. Adult or baby. It is the best sleep you will ever have in your entire life. We all have them. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, or just type in the promo code Drinkin Bros. You get $50 off a bed, and you get 3 free pillows. Everybody who's got a goddamn ghost bed says the same thing. Jesus Christ, this is like the most comfortable bed of all time. It is. It's so much, in fact, even Matt's brother used the promo code Drinkin Bros and bought a fucking bed after he stayed at Matt's house last week. go to ghostbed.com, grab yourself a mattress. They also have a pay-as-you-go plan in case you look at it and you're like, fuck, man, mattresses are a little expensive. They are, a tad. But use the promo code, and they also have a payment plan. You can pay as you go. It's a great thing. Next up, we got grenadesoap.com. Grenadesoap.com. They've got soap that's made with real gunpowder. I'm talking real honest to goodness gunpowder. Soap on a rope. They got tactical toothbrushes. They are OD green and combat clean. They've also got some DOP kits and some other cool shit there. Big fan of grenadesoap.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros. You get 20% off. Next up, we got we got Warfighter Tobacco up in this motherfucker. Warfighter Tobacco. If you're on your way to Sturgis this week, by the way, Warfighter Tobacco, the whole crew will be there, along with Matt and all of those guys. They'll all be in Sturgis. Look for Scott Jansen. Look for the Warfighter Tobacco t-shirts. Look for their tent. Look for their gear. You'll see them out in full force. And look, those guys, this is no shit too. If you're sitting down with the Warfighter Tobacco guys, you're going to be sitting with them for a couple hours, smoking some cigars, eating their fucking combos. Last meetup we had, the event that I saw them at, I ended up eating all their combos with them, and I'm hanging out with them for just like 2 hours, just drinking, getting fucked up. The Warfighter Tobacco guys are amazing. Please go support Scott Jansen and the boys. Rocco is a co-owner of the company. So head on, if you're out to Sturgis, say hello, say what's up to them, have a cigar with them. In the meantime, go to their website, warfightertobacco.com, for some of the finest hand-rolled cigars you will ever have. Smoke them while you got them. If you don't got them, go and get them and smoke them. Warfightertobacco.com. Use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 10% off all your purchases. Not only do they have amazing cigars and personalized Drinkin Bros ones, but they've also got dope-ass t-shirts and humidors. Huge fan of their company. Go to warfightertobacco.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros for 10% off. Jabes.
Yo, what up?
Jabes against the machine.
And I will do too. What up?
All right. So here's what we got. We got something super weird.
Okay.
Somebody sent me this.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, hey guys, I'd love for you to do a show about this. And I was like, okay.
I'm scared.
The guy said he had to go to some weird job interview, and they just gave him a questionnaire of 250 questions.
Whoa.
Yeah. And he goes, I would be curious to hear your answers on these back and forth. And I was like, fuck. You know what?
Great idea,
it's actually not a bad idea. And so I was just like, let me pull up some of the questions and see, because maybe I don't know the answers. And then we'll fire away.
Okay. I guess I'm not sure what kind of questions these are even going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the beauty of it is you don't know.
Or
and you have, like, he said he had
essay style.
He didn't say. So he said he had an hour on these, and there was a lot. So I imagine they're quick. I haven't read them, so I'm going to open it up now.
All right, let's do it.
And we'll fire away. It was some crazy job, like an MIT, like a smart person's thing. But for whatever reason, these questions identified things about yourself.
Like a what?
Like a smart, wicked smart.
A
wicked smart.
Oh, I was like, a smut person? What? Like, what the hell kind of questions? Oh, a wicked smart. Got it.
But thinking back on this, the last time I had to do something like this, as a kid, I was in this thing called TAG, which is just like short for talented and gifted, which is the lamest fucking name of all time.
You will not let it go.
I won't let it go. But we had to do this. We had to do these little questionnaires.
He's gifted.
And those fucking... No, I'm not that
My
gifted.
child's gifted.
I'm actually gifted. But you know what? It wasn't a parental thing back then. The teachers made you do it. And they were like, you should go and do this.
That means it's real.
Yeah. And they had to call your fucking parents and ask them if you could take these tests. And I was like, oh, what are these tests are? Back in the day, they were like the fucking blots of paint smashed on cards. And you were like, oh, do you see a butterfly or a cloud or a fucking head?
That's just a psychological test.
Right. So there's one of those. Okay. And then there's a questionnaire. Okay. You do a bunch of questions. And then when you finish with that, for whatever reason, you either got in or you didn't get in.
My teachers wanted me to do that too, and my parents said no.
Really?
No.
No, you're pretty dumb.
I'm
kidding.
No, I'm not dumb. I'm just like definitely not exceptional.
Hey, dummy.
Yeah.
Hey, dummy.
I'm not dumb. I just go along, go with the flow, man. I'm like not above anyone.
Yeah,
I'm not below anyone.
Sure.
I'm a hard C+.
By the way, so the people at home, if you're listening, you'll be able to answer these in real time with us, as if you're driving or
fun,
or however you're doing it. Yeah,
how fun.
Because maybe you might not know these. You ready?
Okay, go.
All right.
Oh my god.
First question: who is your oldest friend, and where did you meet them?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oldest friend that you still have?
Yeah. Oldest friend you've had in your life.
Oldest friend that I've had in my life.
Yeah. And where did you meet them?
And where did I meet them?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would have to say Meg Whitehead.
Okay. How old were you?
15.
You're 15 years old.
I was in middle school art class. What is that? 14, 15, right?
Okay.
Middle school art class. Just drunken teacher art class. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Look, hey, don't get defensive. These are just the questions.
No, it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
So for
now,
mine,
do you answer?
Yeah, I'll answer too. So we'll go back and forth.
You want us to both answer each one?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Because by the way, I haven't read these.
Okay.
So this is the first time I'm hearing them too. Like for real, I didn't.
So how many are we going to go through tonight?
I didn't even open it. I don't know.
All right, we'll just try and
figure it out. I'll pound through some of these fucking
let's go for as long
strong
as
9% things, and whatever happens. Who gives a shit?
All right, go ahead. So who's your oldest friend, and where did you meet them?
I think my oldest friend on record might be Chris Sheehan. From 3rd grade, and that was in Georgia.
And you still are friends?
Yes, I haven't seen him in a while, but yes,
right.
I would like the last funeral we went to from one of our buddies. I would say that was one of my first friends that I remember. But I want to say, and I don't know, but I think a girl named Lauren Littlewood, who I'm still friends with to this day as well. I think she might have dated back to kindergarten. So, again, I haven't read these questions, but I would think so. So, if Littlewood is listening or Sheehan is listening, it's one of you two. One was 3rd grade, and I think Lauren was kindergarten, but I could be off. When you're a little kid, there's a bunch of little blonde kids, and you're like, all right, cool.
I mean, now I'm like, I guess maybe I met Ian Burney in preschool. I'm like, we're kind of friends on Facebook. If I saw him, we'd hang out.
Okay. Well, see, all right.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's a great question, actually, because
it's would people that you still hang out with. I think as from an employer's, and we won't do this with every question, you guys, but I think from an employer's standpoint, they're kind of like, if you can keep really long-lasting friendships, right? So people in your life. I'm thinking they have to still be in your life.
Yeah.
Ian Burney.
But this is now you're getting mental with it,
right?
Now you're getting real super mental with it, yeah.
So
and maybe this is part of it.
Sure. Okay, next.
Okay, if you this is actually a really good one. If you had intro music, what song would it be and why?
Beirut, Gulag Orchestra.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty specific. And why that song?
It's just something about it. Every time I hear it, I had a second where I was gonna maybe be like a fake luchador. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
With the Mexican mask and everything, because I used to go to Viva Lucha or something like that in LA, that joke luchador party or whatever.
Right.
So it's just fake wrestling. So I had an idea that I was going to be that, and so I was picking intro music. And when I found this, Beirut is the band, Gulag Orchestra is the song, and it just kind of starts really slow. You could feel the smoke coming, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of come out of the smoke, and it just starts, and it's slow, but very powerful.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Okay, so what would yours be?
If somebody pulls up that song, they're really gonna dig it. I love that song.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Now, is that the album or the song? It's been a while, but anyway.
Don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But Mine is if I had an intro song, it's Simon Says, Pharaoh Monk, get the fuck up. Get the fuck up.
Dang. Yeah. Actually, Yellow Wolf, Everybody Get the Fuck Up. Dude, that fucking song, Everybody Get the Fuck Up.
Yeah. There we go, James.
All right. See, it depends on the intro to what. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not going to do this with every question, but like, intro to what? Am I about to fight? Am I like about to sing a song? Am I like being introed for a speech? Like, what is the intro?
Here's the thing, though. That says a lot about you, what you picked.
Okay.
It says a lot about you as a person.
Okay. Got you. The employer's like,
yeah, but what would the employer say about me listening to get the fuck up?
Yeah, true.
Simon Says, get the fuck up.
True.
Okay. If you could have any animal as a pet, what animal would you really choose?
You know the answer to that.
I don't actually.
You don't know the answer?
Don't know the answer.
It's an Egyptian lap elephant.
That's right. That's right.
Duh.
Okja. It's like
Okja.
It looks like Okja.
Or I just saw a snail that's like dog size.
Yeah.
So it's like you hold it. It's like our dog, like a small dog, and it's so cute. The face. It's like very Never-Ending Story.
Right.
But I think I would still go with the lap elephant, pygmy elephant. What about you?
Sweet one. That's a sweet one. I would actually say a sea turtle.
Really?
Yeah. Just think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just always liked them as a kid. I think a sea turtle.
Okay.
If you had to get a tattoo, what would it be?
Well, I've also said this, but I wanted to get like it's gay, dude. It's gay, but I think it would look fucking awesome if it was the only thing that I had, like over my shoulder, like a large like flower, just like awesome colored, like that on skin just looks like amazing, and then vines that come over my shoulder.
Okay.
And then on the other arm, the vine continues down with the flowers.
All right.
So, but if it's your only tattoo, I think it would look really fucking cool.
Yes, that would look cool.
Because it'd be very like minimalist. So anyway.
Would you do it?
I think I do want to do it, to be honest. Would you be like weird about that?
No, not at all. I don't give a shit.
But again, I told you I want to be a late in life tattooer.
Gotcha.
To where I've like
when
figured,
you have kids, it's still
it's still touch and go of like
for moms,
yeah. Like again in LA, like all my friends,
nobody gives a fuck. Yeah.
All my friends have tattoos, and even like the one that's like married to a fucking preacher and like owns a church, like has a bunch of, you know what I mean? It's like not really. And they're pretty. It's weird. Like if you do it in the right way, I think at this point, right, in our world, the way that tattoos have gone, like if you do it in the right way, it can be very pretty. If you do it in the wrong way, it could be very trashy. So I just want to like, I can't be one of those girls, which I think sometimes I'll see pictures of these girls with like sleeves and it looks so fucking cool.
Right.
But I'm for sure not that person, unfortunately.
Right.
So it's a fine line, right? What about you? You have tattoos though.
I do. But I still there's still things missing that I want to get. But again, we've discussed.
So, but what is it? If you had to get one, is that what it says?
If I had to get one.
Okay, so I think is this maybe like
I do want to get one.
Gun to your head right now. Someone has to tattoo you. What do you get?
Yeah, I get the glass, the stained glass on the way walking into Ohio Stadium. I've always loved that.
Does nobody have that?
A couple people do, but it's not a big because it's a big tattoo. It would require a big tattoo. So. But that's what I want on my left shoulder going down about right here.
Right.
From here to here. And then there's a couple other things that I want to write, but that's like the big one.
Right. Okay.
Have you ever saved a person's life?
Have I ever saved a person's life? I don't know. I no.
Okay.
I guess no. I mean,
so no.
I've almost like
loser.
What? I've like almost like drowned with almost drown in the ocean with a friend when we were really young.
Right.
Like 10 or 11. And we like grabbed onto rocks and helped each other get to that.
Yeah, but did you save his life?
No.
Okay.
No. Gosh, have I not saved anyone's life?
How to save a life?
Have you?
I'm not sure, and I'll tell you why.
Maybe not directly.
At the time, I thought I did, because I was a kid and I didn't know what an epileptic seizure was.
Okay.
So a teacher of mine had an epileptic seizure when I was a kid.
Right.
And I went and grabbed, the principal and the other people, and then they came out and the ambulance came and they got her. Is
that the same?
Well,
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. In my mind at the time,
you saved his life.
Well, her life.
Her life.
Because I've never seen anybody go through that, and then until probably high school when you start really studying about that shit, you're like, oh fuck, that's all that was. Like I thought she had a heart attack or whatever, and she took a leave of absence after that, so I never really got to find out, what it was. So I thought I did at the time, but then looking back on it, I didn't.
I mean, like there's instances like in like Sundance, the one year that I was there, like people get super sick and
yeah.
Like this guy, you just being aware at parties, I guess sometimes you probably indirectly save people's lives without knowing it. But as far as like war or something like that, really, I would have to say no. Yeah. And maybe actions that I've taken or being aware in certain situations have saved someone's life, but not in like a real direct way that I can say. Yeah.
And like, dude, if you're in the military, this question's going to be a laundry list for you,
for sure.
And I guess that's what most of these do to separate the people or what you're looking for.
So we're a couple of pussies.
Yeah. If you open a business, what kind of business would it be? Your own business, by the way.
My own business.
Yep, whatever you want.
It would probably be
a
restaurant? No, I think it would be a hair salon that is also everyone that's doing your hair is licensed psychologists.
Okay. Boy, so all women get psychoanalyzed while they're getting their hair done?
No, because you talk to your hairstylist if they're your therapist.
Fucking,
So wouldn't it be great if they were also a therapist?
Yeah.
Like licensed?
Yeah.
Anyways,
licensed therapist? Okay.
No, it would probably be a
Would you have like
awesome,
a clever name like all the hair places have? Would it
like
be
curl up and die?
Yeah. Or like unbelievable, like things like that.
Or head case.
Yeah. Or
hair case.
Or
I'm really not going to do that. It would be like some kind of cool restaurant.
Hairapist,
Therapist. Yep.
And then you just highlighted.
I thought of that. You didn't think of that. I already thought about that, and you wrote it down, and you saw it somewhere. I obviously thought about that before you
killed you. Killed you on that.
Well, it'd probably be a super sweet like breakfast place with like organic juices and stuff like that called the Short Stack. Don't steal it.
That's the restaurant, or that's part of your place?
No, I'm saying the cosmetology place or the hair salon is actually a joke, but in real life, I would open like a super sweet, like healthy breakfast, coffee, juice, like
open early, close at like 2, 4.
Yeah, or open early, close at 2, and then if you walk,
night.
There's a late night spot in the back that's called the Town.
Okay.
And so you like it at night. There's like an outdoor bar thing in the back, but during the day, the front is like a super cute, amazing.
Gotcha. All right.
Agree. What about you?
Well, Marty, I own my own business, obviously.
Sorry.
No. But so I've been fortunate to get to do what I love to do. But if you were asking me like, hey, what business would you open up besides this?
Else? Yeah.
I would honestly do the drive-in movie theater.
Oh God, yes. I passed
that the
golf cart drive-in theater
today. Golf cart, whatever you want. But I would do the drive-in theater, and I would just show movies that I like. So I wouldn't like if you wanted to see fucking Pirates of the Caribbean 5, you can't see that.
Get out of my face, right?
You can't see that.
You just tell them to get out of your face and throw them.
Yeah, it's back. Like, hey man, it's gonna be fucking Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nobody.
Exactly. So things like that, and it's
50 eggs.
Because I think if I in particular was able to do this, I think you could introduce a lot of awesome movies over time.
Oh my God, it'd
to
be
people
amazing.
That have never seen them before, and there is no, I mean, really, and I know this is going to sound fucking cheesy, but there really isn't any better thing in this world when you introduce somebody to a great movie that they have no idea about. And this is
true. It's like a window to your soul.
Yeah, and this goes
even more
both,
cheesier.
Yeah, this goes both ways. Right. And I can remember the last good friend I had, and whether or not we were going to be good friends for a long time he was like, "Hey man, let me show you this movie." And I was just like, "Ah, shit." And I had never seen it. Yeah. And I was like, "Fuck, this movie was dope as fuck. We must be bros." And I think that would be fun.
What movie was it?
It was the fucking Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Tomorrowlander. I butchered it. We did a show about it, and I butchered it.
Did you ever have a movie gauger? We've heard this from a couple people on a couple shows or whatever, but a movie gauger that if someone didn't like this movie, you guys couldn't be friends.
Yeah, of course.
What?
A Tombstone is mine.
Tombstone.
Yeah,
wow.
If they don't like Tombstone, they're fucking dunzo.
That one's not weird enough though. Like everybody likes Tombstone.
I don't know. Some people haven't seen it. Where you're just like, how the fuck haven't you seen Tombstone?
Okay.
So,
fair.
That's one of them to me. Where it's just like, dude, if you don't like Tombstone, look. Obviously, I have a lot of them, but
right.
It varies by the friend and in the region. So to better antiquate this story, if he wills, my friends in Los Angeles would like totally different fucking movies than everybody else. However, friends in Georgia or Ohio would probably like more mainstream movies. Friends in New York would prefer like super fucking.
Okay, so you don't have a one movie like Judd Apatow was saying it was The Jerk for him. Like if he showed, or I forget who said it, but if he showed The Jerk to a girl,
right,
and she didn't like it, they had to break up. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
okay. You're not as hard. You don't have a hard line. Like
I'll tell you why. The Jerk is one of my favorite movies of all time. I fucking love The Jerk.
Right.
I've seen it 80 times.
Sure.
However,
I love it.
I can see people going and watching The Jerk and not getting that movie.
Right, but then can you even be friends? Can you do?
No,
what do you have to talk about?
You can't.
If you don't get and love The Jerk,
exactly. But
so that's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've also gotten to a place in life where there's very few friends, close friends that I have. I would say, including you, by the way. Like you're my fucking best friend.
Yeah.
So I would say, including you, it's probably 10 to 12
friends.
Best friends.
Oh, yeah.
That are super, super close that you talk to all the time. And that's it. Therefore, I don't really, new people I meet, I would never sit down.
Mine was like The Big Lebowski. Back in the day.
Okay.
For a little bit, it was Flight of the Conchords.
Ooh.
But that was a rough one but that's a good gauger because people either, it's like Broad City, stuff like that. Things that are a little more polarizing so you can like divide people and be like, you either love or hate, right?
By the way, it might be what this list is.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Have you ever spoken in front of a large group of people, and how did it go? This question's for you, obviously. I've spoken in front of many large groups of people.
I have a little bit in front of like for screenings for movies, and it does not go well.
Okay.
I am just not. I am better in a smaller, more intimate setting. I really get a little bit nervous.
Wow, these are fucking crazy. So that one, we already know that I've done many times, and I would write down many times, and I'm amazing every goddamn time I pick up the microphone.
Okay.
This one's a crazy one, and this is a fucking curveball.
Okay.
Because you have to answer these questions, by the way, on this job interview.
Okay, well.
What is a controversial opinion you have?
Oh.
James.
A controversial opinion I have right now.
Yep.
I would it be the Michael Jackson thing?
No, like an opinion, like for
like
instance,
that I hate Michael Jackson and all of his music.
Nope, that's not. Like,
I would say that's quite controversial.
No, that's not that controversial.
All right, I'll let you go first.
I would say that HB2 law that was in North Carolina, like that's not.
And your opinion was?
My opinion was yes, everybody can't use whatever bathroom they want.
Right.
So, but that was that divided a lot of people, and like still people who won't come out and say shit about it. I saw Trump just banned trans.
Yeah, but we're not really going
in the military
talk about that.
We're not, because we're doing a show on that on my sister's show, Drinkin Bros, about that topic, and that's coming up next week. But we wanted to have everybody back for that.
Yes.
But these are controversial topics. So, what's one that you are? And you have to answer. This is your job.
This job
is going to pay you. Let's say this job is paying you $250 a year. You got to answer the question.
I would write that.
But what's your controversial opinion?
I would write that I hate Michael Jackson and all of his music. And the interviewer would say, "What?"
What? And you would say you hate Michael Jackson because
no, it's not that okay, why don't I say like I don't like Michael Jackson or The Doors. Nothing that they've ever done.
Yeah. All right.
No music.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing to do with who they are as people.
Right.
I could just
the music you hate. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I would say that's very controversial. I'll get a lot of heat for that.
Yeah. You might. Or you should answer the fucking
I don't
question.
really want to. I don't have strong opinions about anything.
No, you really don't. You really don't. Who had the biggest impact on the person you've become?
Who had the biggest impact on the person I've become? Besides my mommy and my daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I would say my dad.
Mimi and Dee.
Mimi and Dee.
Yeah.
I'd say my mom and dad. Obviously, that's a given.
Sure.
But my acting coach, Kim Maxwell Brown. Probably.
Okay.
From when I was starting at like 14. I was like this weird fucking kid. And she was like, "You're kind of awesome. So stop being so quiet and weird." And I was like, "You know what? You're fucking right." No. No, she and I just like slapped her. Yeah, I just like slapped her and I just like came out of my shell and just like kicked her. Punched her. Yeah. No. She's just she had the biggest impact on me, like the way that I think about myself and the world and like what I do. And
that's awesome. Hey, mine is also a teacher, by the way. Mine was actually the vice principal of my high school.
Really?
Dr. Ronnie Spilton. I was.
I know Spilty.
Yeah, you know, Spilt Dog.
I know Spilt Dog. Duty rules.
I had gotten suspended. I want to say it was 29 days of senior year. There was another one on the table. The end of junior year, I ran for, I think it was class president, and you're supposed to turn in a speech. I turned in a fake speech, and at that point, I was already doing stand up at the time. So like, I just wrote a 15-minute act and I jammed as many impressions as I could do. And I think I did 16 impressions in that, and it including Dr. Spilton.
Sure.
And it brought down the house, and but I got suspended for it and pulled from the race. Mm-hmm. She said I won by a landslide, by the way, but she was like, you didn't clear the speech, you're getting pulled from the race or whatever. She's like, I'm going to call your mom and suspend you. And she was like, she was like, Ross, I got to be honest, you're very, very talented. So I will waive this suspension if you take a theater class, with the thing. And I was like, for a quarter. And I was like, I think I'd rather take the suspension. And but I was bumping up against how many days I'd been suspended before you get expelled. Mm-hmm. And it was fucked up because I was already like in, like college was a shoo-in. I was about to I knew I was going to graduate with honors towards the end of that year. Like it was pretty easy. Mm-hmm. And so I took it, and it fucking, sure enough, same thing, changed my life. And that's why I fucking do all the shit that I've done in my life.
It's interesting that every answer, and I wonder what the employer would think about this, but every answer you find a way to say how awesome you are. It's very interesting.
Oh, yeah?
Every answer that you're answering, you like to shove in a little, I am awesome. I was a genius back in the day when I did this, back when I was gifted, back when I was awesome, back when I was talented. So I just saying like what the pattern that I'm picking up.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm still the most gifted individual there
question?
Is. So, like, I can't even hear that from you. Like, it doesn't.
You can't hear what?
Like, it's about back in the day. It's not. Still have the same opinions now.
I'm saying these questions, that's how you're answering.
But it also could be a clue to the employer of like, man, I really had this confidence since I was like fucking 8 years old.
Yeah, this isn't new.
No.
Like, it's been going on going down.
None of like.
And it will not change.
I've been the same kid since like 3rd grade, probably.
Sure.
Like, nothing's really different than that.
Yep.
Is that question on here, you fucks?
Oh, my God. I'm just saying.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. The next one is, where's the most beautiful place you've ever been?
The most beautiful place that I've ever been. Costa Rica, probably.
Oh, yeah? The Rica?
The Rica.
They don't call it that, do they?
Isla de Tortuga.
The Turtle Island.
Yeah.
Turtle Island. Right. Yeah.
Oh.
How old were you?
Saucy. 20s.
Okay. Is any 20s, like early 20s, late 20s?
20s. No, I was early 20s.
Okay.
Younger than 25. 22, 23.
Okay.
And I remember the people that I was with was like, well, have you ever been to Hawaii? And I was like, fuck you. I kicked them off the boat.
Yeah, fuck
They
you,
probably died. I did not save their life. But that's like a fun little anecdote from Isla de Tortuga. I probably killed a couple of people.
Sure.
There.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
And that's the beauty of it, is that you can get away with that shit there.
Yeah. Mine changes as you get older. So like the first one I can remember was Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium. And I was a kid.
Curveball.
And no pun intended. And my dad and my uncle took me, and I was with my cousin. But I remember walking out of the thing, because when you walk in the stadium, you couldn't see the field, so you didn't really know what you were getting into. And then you walk out, and you're like, oh fuck! It was a night game, and you're in Yankee Stadium, and you're like,
oh my God!
And it looked exactly, it looked more beautiful in real life than it did on television. And having my grandparents from New Jersey, so we watched every Yankees game, them and the Phillies, and but the Yankees, like, tradition, the whole thing, it was just like, holy shit.
Dang.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then but the last one was like Wrigley Field, when we went to Wrigley Field that night a couple years ago. Like that, walking out of there, I was like, oh man, this is amazing. Just the colors were so rich. Whereas, like, you go to Bahamas or Hawaii or whatever it is, like it's beautiful. But it's kind of what you picture.
It's what you picture, and it's just so beautiful.
Yeah,
that you're like,
it's amazing. So
blanket.
I think for this one, I take
one
beauty
of those
in a simpler place, where it's like, I think when you're surprised by something, that's what makes it more beautiful.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right,
I mean,
cool.
like, I've had like way more, beautiful, like, aha beauty moments in, of course, yeah, like New York or some places, the cemetery,
right,
where they're, they show movies in the cemetery in LA, but that's
Hollywood forever.
So fleeting, where you're just like, you have a moment of like, this is beautiful. So no, I'm just saying, like, I think the question was the most beautiful place you've ever been.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
what's your favorite season and why?
Autumn, because my colors are very autumnal.
Okay.
No, I think spring, autumn, spring.
Mine's the fall. Mine's autumn.
Okay.
And my reasons why are college football starts, NFL starts, and I like the weather. I like wearing jeans and a jacket. I like that better.
It's changed, to be honest. It's changed since I've moved here, because I can't say enough. I'm from California,
right,
where we don't have seasons. So summer was the best because, everyone's out of school and everyone's just fucking, doing whatever they want. But the weather is the exact same.
All year round.
So it's just your circumstances change.
Yeah.
And so
that's why
here I have to actually, within the past couple of years living here, I have to actually choose a season because I know what they are.
Pick a season.
Had you asked me that a couple, shut the fuck up and let me talk. Had you asked me that a couple years ago, I would have been like, I don't know what that means. What are you talking about? It would have been summer because whatever, everybody's doing shit. But now I would not say summer. Summer is a nightmare.
Okay.
Kids are out of school. Fuck you. It's hot as fuck. Fuck you. So anyway, carry on.
The next one I know this answer. Which is more important, a great car or a great house, and why?
I mean, a great house.
Great house for me too. Everybody in LA though. You're definitely right. A great car.
I almost was just like, why even ask that fucking question?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what you do and what your life is.
Yeah.
Because really in LA, if I had a certain job that I would just need to show up looking badass, nobody goes to people's houses to hang out there. Yeah. So you could really live in a fucking efficiency on Sunset and drive your Porsche places and people would never even see or ask you about your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it depends.
But I remember as a kid, I think it was in, I want to say preschool and kindergarten, we lived in this apartment complex. And I remember this guy painting an eagle on the hood of this Trans Am that was parked there, and it was just
he was doing everything right.
But I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, is this your car?" And he's like, "No, somebody hired me to fucking do this job. They hired me to do this job."
Really?
And I was like, oh, awesome.
They called him out to paint the eagle.
I was like, "Oh, do you mind me asking how much you're getting for this?" And he goes, "Phew. I don't know if you could afford it. I'm getting $2,000. And as a kid, I was like, $2,000? Fuck.
So you just peeled off money and
and then I threw it at him and I was like, paint this.
Up in the air though, and you go, I don't even need anything done, bro. But I just feel bad for you.
I also remember thinking this very distinctly as a kid, a very young kid of why do they still live in an apartment with a brand new Trans Am and this guy's painting an eagle on the hood? Because then as you get older, you're like, it couldn't be a lease. They would never allow you to paint an eagle on the hood. So things like that. But
God.
That question.
Well, that's a no-brainsies.
Does come up. All right. What is one item you bring with you everywhere you go? Mine's chapstick.
Mine's an extra roll of toilet paper. Yeah, me too. me too. Samesies, right? Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
Honey, can you grab my roll? Can you grab my roll of toilet paper?
Wait, I cannot wait. Pull over.
Yeah, grab my roll. Go back in and grab my roll off the counter.
We're at the 4th of July parade.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Go get my roll.
I'll head behind this shucking shack. I've seen that alley before. I've scoped it. It's perfect.
Grab my roll out of the bag.
Yeah.
It's in the car. I left my extra roll back in the car.
Yeah.
Mine's chapstick.
Yours is chapstick. That is true. It is chapstick.
Cherry chapstick.
I don't know, man. I don't have anything really that I do
lipstick
with. I mean,
coffee. You always.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Jesus Christ.
I bring.
Man, you just had a meltdown over that.
A traveler. Well, I don't know.
Yes, you
oh my
have
God.
coffee everywhere.
Everywhere. Does that? Be honest. Does it bother you?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. The reason why it bothers me is it spills. So for you,
that's coffee's job.
No, it is not coffee's job.
Yes, it is.
You can
the way
spill
I do it.
Coffee, and I know any single time or whatever, and it's that's why. It isn't your active drinking coffee.
You begrudge me my thing, one thing that I want.
I'm not begrudging you. You spend it just takes so long to clean up and all of that shit that it's just you spill it everywhere. You spill coffee everywhere all the time.
Yeah, well, if you have something with you all the time,
you spill.
It's gonna happen.
You spill it all the time. So, but yes.
Anyways, coffee. You're right.
Coffee is your one thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm a sucker for those travel mugs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my God,
nobody loves a travel mug more than
I would buy one every time I see a cute one. I will buy one. That's what I'm a hoarder for.
These questions are great, by the way. You'll like this one a lot. This is the next one.
Okay.
What is the most disgusting habit some people have? Gosh, shoes off in the airport.
I hate
shoes off in the airport
shoes
or the
off in the airport.
airplane?
I do not like when people eat bananas in public. If you open up, if you peel open a banana outside the comfort of your own home, I am instantly like,
why that?
I could just like feel it. It's just I don't know. It's always fucking bothered me. It's so one of those weird. It's weird.
It's really fucking weird.
It is weird, right?
Like, that's really fucking weird. I never knew that about
it.
You.
Like, oh, and it's just like instantly brown.
Right. No,
it's instantly browning as you peel it off.
Watching someone eat a banana is a disgusting
It's a disgusting thing.
Every time, man or woman, by the way, anytime somebody unpeels a banana, I just want to see them fucking deep throat it like a dick. I don't know why, but I'm just like, just
so weird.
Stuff that in your mouth. Yeah. Yeah. Mine. Shoes off in the airplane, especially if it's a long flight where you're just like,
have a little respect.
Come on,
have a little respect.
I don't even like open-toed sandals in a plane. Like,
it's weird because it always gets cold. Like, who the fuck are you that you can wear shorts and sandals on a plane and not be like cold? Gosh, I have a lot, but
look, like it's first that come to mind. Yeah,
guard.
No, but it's first that come to mind. That's probably what you'd put down because you'd have to be quick about this if you only had an hour. You know
that's true. That's true. That's true.
If you had to change your name, what would your new name be?
Valiant. No. Blue. No. What would my new name be?
Yeah. If you had to change your name,
Stevie.
Really?
Stevie Gray. Stevie Gray.
Why Stevie Gray? Yeah, I know you've thought about it.
Awesome girl name, dude.
Stevie Gray, is it IE?
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. But is this so it's Stevie IE? Yeah. Stevie Gray. That sounds like a porn name.
It does, right? With the gray on it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Stevie Gray. Bone. Yeah. Stevie. It'd be cute. I guess I'm just used to a guy name.
Yeah,
right?
With Jesse, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So maybe like changing it to like anything girly would just be really weird for me.
Right. Yeah. Mine
what would you God, I can't wait.
Lupita Nyong'o. I would name myself Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
No, I think I would like to go by one name, like just be famous enough to go by one name, and
yes,
and that name be Wolf Mother.
Wolf Mother.
Wolf Mother.
You're dumb.
Just one name. That's it. I'm dead serious. That's it.
Okay.
That's what I would really do.
Right,
I don't know
goals,
I don't know what an interviewer would say about that, but just a one-word name that everybody knows, like Wolf Mother, like it's fucking dope.
Yeah.
That's what fucking hashtag Wolf Mother.
Okay.
That's
I like
mine.
it.
Ooh. How should success be measured? And by that measurement, who is the most successful person you know? So is it in happiness? Is it in finance?
It's gay. It's gay like that for sure, where I don't think it's money. Like I definitely think it's like.
Sure. What is yours?
I actually think yeah,
these are tough.
This is tough, but like the success of like your personality meeting your family, meeting your like calm and confident, like these very like confident people that have like great family and a bunch of friends and can like walk into a room and be like amazing, right?
Sure.
Your friend Summer, I really think is like that in
Summer
a way.
Drew?
Yeah, in a way. Allison, our friend Allison, is like that in a way.
Allison, which one's she?
Allison Luckadoo.
Oh yeah.
She's like
sorry,
that.
There's quite a few Allisons
in a way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's like...
Yeah, there are definitely people like that.
There's the appearance that you have everything, and then you meet them, and you're just like, oh,
Oh, you're awesome. You're an awesome person.
I don't know, but that one was a really hard one.
I know. Look, these questions are fucking hard.
I don't know if I even answered that right, because that's not exactly what I mean. But what go ahead.
Well, I'm with you. Like, it shouldn't be measured by money. It shouldn't be measured by fame. It's seeing the happiest people in the most genuine of circumstances.
Oh, like your friend from Lethal Weapon. Can we even say his... I don't know if we should even say his name because we talked about him before, but him and his wife and their family and the way that they're just like so chill. It seems like they haven't changed with money or no money, fame, no fame. Like, it seems like they're still like cooking a pot of bacon,
absolutely,
and hanging out, and just like, what's next? But just like,
if anything, they've become like better people. Like, they don't even drink hardly.
And they'll admit it too. Like, money just makes things easier, man. But it doesn't make it like
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
So yes, they're the epitome in some ways to me. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm the same way. Where I think you measure happiness, again, not by money or fame or any of that stuff, but whether you're or not you're comfortable in your own skin.
Yes.
How you are in social settings, how much your friends love you and how much your family loves you. But I'm talking like everybody's got that one friend where you're like, man, everybody loves that guy. Everybody loves that guy or whatever.
Because you'll find with a lot of people that are very successful, they become unapproachable by their friends. They're kind of like, oh, well, I mean, he may still be awesome, but like, he's either so busy or we feel weird calling him because he is like famous now or rich now or whatever it may be.
Whoever your friends are.
So if you can reach a level of success, but still be approachable and like,
absolutely,
to your friends and keep that a very important thing to you, where you reach out, you have people over, you like make an effort to just be like, this is just what I do.
Right. There's some people, it seems effortless, where you're like, man, how are you this positive about everything that's going on?
Right. Money helps.
I got a buddy of mine. He works, I believe his wife works. One of my best friends from high school, actually, Jason Joseph. That if you're looking at it from the outside, that guy seems like he's got all of his shit together, where you're just like, man, what a fucking great dude who loves his family and life and all that stuff. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but I think so.
But hey, and that's the other thing too, is not letting people behind the curtain of like bad shit too. Like, do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
Where, that always positive person.
Right.
That like, if I'm not having a great day, you ain't gonna see me.
Yeah. This is followed up by, what's your guilty pleasure?
Whew. Yeah. Now, is this... let's get loose. Is this food, TV?
You can only pick one.
Oh my gosh. Butter on Ritz crackers.
What?
Butter on Ritz crackers standing up in the kitchen.
That is your ultimate guilty pleasure.
No, I mean, I'm pretty open about my pleasures that other people find guilty, which is like bologna sandwiches and Real Housewives.
Okay, so here's one of mine. It's eating all of our child's food, like late at night.
That's your one guilty pleasure. Come on, bud.
Here's how guilty it is, and I'll tell you why. I'm a diehard. Like chips and any kind of dips are my favorite thing on this earth. Like, and I can gun through those. Small children eat a lot of chips and things like that. If there is a can of Pringles, where I know he'll want them the next day.
Like, you can picture, as you're eating them, you picture your child coming down the stairs. Dude, perfect chips. Dude,
where's the Pringles at?
And you don't care.
Yeah.
And you're eating them anyways, crying.
Yep. And that's the guilty pleasure. That's what it is. That last can of Pringles is the guilty pleasure.
All right, I'll take that.
Was there ever an event in your life that defied explanation?
An event in my life that defied explanation.
Yes.
I don't know, buddy.
Man, you're not good at this game. You would not get this job. You would definitely.
I'm not good at the game.
It's rapid fire. You would need to, you need to keep up the.
Yeah, but you're always going second.
I'll go first.
Go first, then.
9/11 defied explanation to me. Watching it live on the news happen in person. As live as it was going on, and we'd never been attacked before like that on American soil in my lifetime. Because again, the generation before us had Pearl Harbor. My grandfather and all that stuff. Nothing had ever happened like that, and I didn't see it. I didn't see anything like where I was just on the news right in front of me, where I was just like, holy shit. And now there's been sporting events where I've seen things in sports that defied explanation. But if I'm thinking of the biggest one that defied an explanation to me, it was that, where I was just like, I did not know what was going on. They didn't know what was going on. The coverage was chaos. And it was, that riddle of even who did it wasn't even solved for like 4 days later. And that at the time, watching it go down was the most unexplainable thing that I just, to me, it just didn't seem real. Did not seem real.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's yours?
I'll say same.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll say same.
Yeah. Nothing else, huh?
The same. I mean, there's things of like children dying and stuff, and you're just kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Like that to me, when I see that kind of shit, it's just like, or remember that thing that we saw of like the dentists, like they take the kid back and put him under and then he dies, or becomes like brain dead. And like, to me, even then I think I said like stuff like that will happen all the time where I'm just like, how the fuck does that happen? Yeah. You go through your mind like, how are the steps where you take the child, you know what I mean? Like, how does that day go? How does that to me, there's no explanation. For me, do
you know what the number 2 is?
What?
Like this will show you how opposite it is. I saw, this is no lie. When I was a kid, there was this, there was a place in New Jersey, in Long Beach Island, called Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
The games, rides, all that shit. Well, once a week, they would have this animal trainer come in and bring these fucking weird animals. And there was a floppy shelled albino turtle. So it was all white and it was just like the had no muscles. Yeah, the shell was floppy, and they used to. So at the end of the show, if you stayed for the whole show, you could go up and you could twist the shell. You could play with the shell, like the turtle was.
Oh, that's awful.
Was cool with it. Well, no, I mean,
no, you
weren't doing it hard
with it.
You weren't doing it hard, but
okay.
You were just kind of testing the thing, and it was just like, oh my god, I can't. Like, to me, into this day, I used to bring people back. Like people would go there and they would be like, oh, I'm going to Long Beach Island. What do I do? I'd be like, dude, go to Fantasy Island like Wednesday nights. Like it was like 7 or 8. And I was like, go find this animal trainer and look for the albino floppy shelled turtle. And that thing, like, and I'm gonna, you know what? Before we come back for next week's shows, I'm gonna look it up and do some research and see if that guy still is out there with his gig.
Should we do this like a 2-parter? I mean, this is really fun, but like, should we do like a 2-parter of this?
Maybe,
because there's so many questions.
Yeah,
and this is also making me think that we should do like listener questions.
Yeah,
like we should do a whole show of that. I
would totally do it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd even call some people too, by the way.
Yes.
If you put your number on Ross Patterson Revolution on Facebook.
No, but we'd like pick through the questions, do a list like this, and then like if you want to leave your number, we'll for sure call you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be really fun.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
do a couple more.
All right, we'll do a couple.
One.
I don't even know how late it's getting. Fuck it.
Well, we're going a little bit long, which is great. I mean, this is fun.
We're living our own world.
This is fun, but if we do like 1 or 2 more, and then we do like the rest, like.
Yeah. Well, I'll do.
We do a 2-parter. That would be awesome.
I'll do a 2-parter on this for sure.
Okay.
I'll do a 2-part on this tomorrow.
All right. So what?
All right. Yeah. What trends did you follow when you were younger?
Trends did I follow?
Yeah.
I didn't really follow trends. Because I'm like
saw that's not true. I saw, you know what? I'm going to post this picture of you actually tomorrow.
What did I do?
When we were back in Ojai,
yeah,
it looked in this one picture, it appeared like you were dressed like Madonna.
In what way though?
Like the lingerie, I mean, you looked like a young
I guess that would be Madonna,
watcher.
but like it was definitely not a trend to wear your lingerie on the outside of your clothes.
But did you do it because
of your pants?
Did you do it because of Madonna?
I wasn't a huge Madonna fan, no.
Okay.
But I did like weird shit like that. So like thrift store. So I was like thrift store person.
Gotcha.
Where you go to the thrift store and you kind of find these weird old lady stuff and like make it cool. Or, by the way, it was not cool.
Were you? Yeah, I was gonna say, were you popular in high school? Because that.
I was not popular. Not super popular, but I like moved freely between all of the groups, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I was just like a weirdo and I had some like psychedelics or whatever. But like,
right.
But yeah, I moved freely, but I was not by any means like super popular or anything.
Okay.
But I wasn't like, shoved by bullies.
Yeah.
Or like beat at nerd or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, didn't really follow any
trends
okay, except for dressing weird like that and being a freak like my so-called lifestyle.
Well, were you doing it on purpose, or were you doing it just because that was you?
Just I liked that. Like I've been going to thrift stores with
so
my mom
great.
since I was like younger, so like that was my thing. Like old lady glasses, the big glasses that Nicole Richie wore. My dad always says, he's like, it's so crazy when you would come back with those big like grandma glasses, we all thought you were fucking weird as fuck. And then he goes, and now like it's so weird that I see like everyone wearing them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, so you started that trend is what you're
saying.
Did
not start it. According to my dad.
Okay.
I did.
Right.
But like, when you're wearing a real grandma pair.
Yeah. You can't see anything.
No.
Mine, but here's where I think this also comes up as an important question in an interview. Now that we're going through it, your answer is totally original. My answer is, to be honest, I followed the trends.
Yeah, but which ones? Like, which were your favorite?
So they weren't my favorite. Like looking back on it, they weren't my favorite. But you did it because it was the trend and everybody else was doing it. So therefore, this question, you would look like a leader. I would look like a follower.
I don't know. I think I would
pegged my jeans.
No. But I would maybe be a bit too independent for an employer.
That's a good point.
So you definitely want me to like follow the leader, right? Because otherwise I'll go rogue on you, right?
So
which is true.
I did all of it. So like I pegged my jeans. I fucking
love it.
Even when the period when like hammer pants were hot for a minute.
Did you have a pair of hammer pants? Okay, that's crazy and weird.
And then, in the South, which I guess is still true to this day, it was like polos and khakis and like fucking Abercrombie.
Okay.
So yeah, I followed the trends. Like I did not stray away from the trends.
Like you don't love a thrift store.
I do love a thrift store.
You do.
I do. However, I think as a kid growing up, I realized life would be easier if you were just cool. Like, when you were in the cool crowd, because you could do funner shit. And that is the case, whether you want to admit it or not. So therefore, I bowed down to the fucking man and follow the trends. Once you get out of it, I think, and you feel confident on your own and nobody is going to fucking judge you, then I think that's when you become your real self and person. Because you were certainly not the girl wearing grandma glasses out,
What, me?
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Like today.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
No, not real grandma glasses.
No, but I mean,
no.
like, there's nothing crazy or weird or like when we go out, nobody's like, oh, she looks weird tonight.
Yeah, no, but I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think it takes time to grow into your skin, to feel comfortable enough to not follow trends or start your own trends or do whatever you want.
Listen, when I have a bunch of money, like I'm for sure gonna go back to like expensive vintage.
Yeah, but it's
lifestyle.
It's trendy. It's trendy.
For sure, it's trendy.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever.
It takes a lot of money to look poor.
I was never trying to not be trendy. Like I was never trying to be like, no, fuck that. It was just like I literally always shopped at thrift stores. That's where I got my clothes when I was younger. When my mom bought them for me, that was what we would do for fun. So that was just my life.
Okay.
Was like shopping at thrift stores, and I thought it was cool.
Okay.
I wasn't trying not to be cool.
I'm not saying you are. All right, we're gonna go to. We'll do one more, and then we'll do this. We'll make this a two-parter.
Okay.
We'll do one more. All right. What is the best time period of your life? This is a two-part question. Best time period of your life. But then it's a follow-up question. This is a great question. What do you think will be the best time period of your life? So what is what was the best time period of your life, and what do you think will be the best time period of your life?
So the best time period was right out of high school.
Okay.
Is that what it means? Or am I saying like 2000s? Am I saying 90s?
No,
the 90s were fucking great, actually.
No. What's like in your life?
In my life, it was after high school, and then like just doing, because all I wanted to do in high school was act, right? But I had to actually like go to fucking class and do that shit. So right after high school, being able to just like go to my little theater all the time, all day, and just do that and be with those people, blah, blah, blah. What do I think is going to be the best? I think 2 years from now.
Why 2 years from now?
It's just what I'm like feeling. I feel like a wave right now.
Great.
Like I feel like I'm on, not that I'm on top of a wave, but I feel like a little wave. And to be fair, like right now is fucking amazing. So it's not like, I don't know.
No,
like I don't know. I don't think that I'm going to, and you know I suffer from nostalgia, but I don't want to look, I don't think that is my best.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look,
and so like I feel like in the wave and
right.
like the people that were, you know, that are listening to the show, the people that we're like talking to, and just that wave of just like, I don't know.
Right.
Feels good, right? But I feel like it's still going to take a second. So I don't want to, you know, feel like it's still going to take a minute.
That's actually
2 years is like a minute.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
But I feel like the track that we're on, if we're patient in 2 years.
Okay.
Something kind of really fucking cool is going to happen.
Okay. All right.
And not like something huge, just like a sustainable greatness.
All right. Hey, we'll see.
But, you know, also life is a roller coaster, and it's never good for that long, and it's never bad for that long, guys, okay?
A roller coaster.
Life is a roller coaster.
Oh, Madonna. Best time period of my life.
Yeah.
College.
College. We know that. You won't leave.
What do you think the best time period of your entire life? What do you think will be the best time period of your entire life? I'm actually gonna have to say college.
You think that's still gonna be your best?
I'll tell you why though. It's not for the reasons you think. I mentally, creatively, like freedom wise, where you don't have to think about anything. No responsibilities. Just make it through class, which is bullshit. At that point in your life, it's as carefree as you could get, except for when you're a child. But when you're a child, you know there's restrictions of things you can't do that adults can do that you can't do. Like, you know that mentally.
How sad that you've already passed the best time of your life.
No, and I'll tell. But
that's what you're saying, though.
I'll tell you why, though.
What do you think the best part of your life is going to be? You just said college.
I did, but I'll tell you why I think that. With that being said, because you're so carefree and you have no worries and nothing at that time from 18 to 22, I knew it was what everybody said it was going to be, of like, hey, this is the only time in your life when you're not going to have responsibilities, not going to have, any burdens on your shoulder. You can just do what whatever you want to do. And it was fucking awesome. And if you're asking why I think that's still the best time, is even like now, like things are great, everything is rad except for the fucking mortgage thing. Everything is rad, but for me personally, as a parent, I worry. So I worry about your child coming home with a fucking broken arm or a broken leg, or being happy, being food, like all that stuff, where there is still worries throughout my day of like, I've got to send out invoices. I've got to do this. I got to do that. Whereas college, I genuinely felt like there was nothing really that pressing besides a term paper here and there where I was just like, I really got to lay down the law, or, I'm not going to eat, or somebody's not going to eat, or, I was the only one in control of getting hurt. Like, I worry about you.
I'm fine, bro. Don't even fucking stress, dude. Not that, but I can fucking take care of my...
I saw a car accident on the way home, and it looked like a car that was yours. Mm-hmm. And immediately, my first worry is that you and Jackson are inside the vehicle and whatever. And it's like, now ask me that same question in college. I drive past a car accident. All I'm thinking is, man, that's what the fucking traffic was for.
For sure, I used to definitely. Did you ever say this? Like,
somebody better be dead in there. Dead. Yeah. I used to say it all the time.
I'm horrified at myself when I think about when I used to say that now. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, what a fucking bitch.
So I don't think, but by the way, I don't think it's not that amazing, unbelievable times can't be had, because I think they can and they will, and it'll probably bring me more moments of happiness and joy than I've had my entire life. However, that worry of being a parent or a husband, or a relative passing away, you start to get in your 30s and all that shit, and you start thinking about that, and you're like, all right, the things you worry about today versus then. There were none, like zero back then, where it was just like, now there's things that you worry about. And it's like, no matter what it is, it'll be in the back of your mind. Okay. And that might sound strange, but it was that mental freedom of, fuck, nothing really matters. Just stay alive and do whatever, do whatever you want.
Right.
I was asked this question in college. One was just like, hey man, if you could do whatever you wanted to right now, what would you do? And it was just like, we were at some like some weird, I don't know, it looked like a fraternity, but it wasn't a fraternity. It was like just like an annex house of like for parties and shit. This huge gigantic bathroom. There was just 2 baseball bats sitting on the floor. My buddy asked us, and I was like, man, I'd probably bash this whole fucking bathroom to the ground, Mm-hmm. We both did it just to do it because it was college and nobody cared.
God.
Yeah, and it was like this annex house for parties. So you expected that to happen, but like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a fraternity thing. It was just two humans in the summertime where you were like, let's just fucking tear down a bathroom because we can. Like that type of shit, that type of freeness where you're like, oh man, he's like, do you ever see people out where you're like, man, why the fuck are you doing this or doing that? I wish you could just walk up and just slap somebody in the face and be like, why are you doing that?
Doing what? For ejemplo.
I don't know, fucking, eating ice cream the wrong way, or fucking parking spot.
Parking. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, where it's like they take up 2 spots, or they park a motorcycle at a meter. And you're just,
motorcycle at the meter. Yeah. Why are you doing this?
What the fuck are you doing? Don't you just slap somebody and say, why the fuck are you doing this?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess. I really don't care about a lot of things.
Right.
Like, I don't have strong opinions.
I think too much, and that's what it is.
I think that's what it is for sure. Oh, wait, I have one last question.
What's up?
Did you really bring Matt Best into the bathroom to look at your poop?
I invited him. I invited him in. Why?
That seems so out of character.
Who told you that, by the way?
I listened to your other show.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You're a fan of it. Okay.
Yeah. I listen.
A fan of it. Long-standing joke between me and Mr. Matthew Best. When you go to Matt Best's house, this is a fun fact. It is high protein. Nothing else. So if you're going there,
no vegetable.
If you're wondering why him and his wife are just so jacked and in shape all the time, like, you open up his there's no vegetables. I mean, you open up his fridge and it is because he does meal prep, and
steak on steak on chicken on steak,
steak, chicken. So you have 3 choices: steak, chicken, turkey, meatballs, or salmon. And I will say this: he has a who makes the meals by the day? What do you call this? Meal prep.
Yeah,
He's got meal prep.
Yeah.
It is the best goddamn food of all time. So what happens when you go to his house is, and it's local to Salt Lake City. Their meals are so good, but they're so big and filling where you're like, oh my gosh. So what happens is you're eating all this protein. It's so big and filling. you'll eat like 3 of these things, in the day, and you're like, oh my God,
Do you know if you're low carb, your poop will float?
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
If you're if you're balanced, it'll sink.
Yeah. So I had this running joke with him, and I was like, yo, how do you eat like this all the time? It's and Stan, he's like, oh man, you just like, it gives you the most amazing fucking shit of all time. And you're like, oh, all right, cool. And then this goes back to the other thing we were talking about on the other show with Brendan Schaub and Ronda Rousey breaking up because she shit like a man, but she was always eating protein.
Right.
So it was just like crazy protein all the time. Yeah. But like, there's a reason why Matt Best and his wife are jacked. They just eat the healthiest, most insane, amazing food prepped for you.
Protein only though? No veg?
No veg. So, I mean, there's
like some broccoli on the side or something like that.
Yes. So like he'll make broccoli and he'll make, I
mean, they are pretty jacked.
Yeah. Dude. And he makes a lot of filet mignon, which is, it's amazing. And the way he does it is amazing.
In your digestive for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, by the end of it, you're like, man, I have not gone to the bathroom in like 5 days.
Sure.
And that's what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was just like, here, this is what happens every time I come here. And yeah, I invited him in. I did. I was just like, this is crazy.
And it was like huge or?
Yeah. I was just like, this is crazy. And I was like, how do you, and he's just like, dude, it's, it's every day or whatever. And I was like,
that's so good for you to
it is absolutely
really
great for you.
Like
and again, there is a reason why they are fucking jacked and look like amazing fucking model people that are in like, shoot like for like running magazines where you're like, oh, that's why.
Anyway, just wanted to clear that up, make sure that was true.
Yeah, it was absolutely true. It was absolutely true.
All right, brah.
This is part 2. Again, I'll give you a brief rundown. A friend of mine was interviewing for a high-level position. High-level position, had to take this questionnaire.
I treated it like you were interviewing me for like 2020. You know what I mean? For like a Barbara Walters. Like I treated it like, you want to know all these questions about Jesse, right? And you were like, no, 1 sentence, please.
Yeah. We'll just keep it brief.
I'm a gal.
You ready?
I'm ready. You're going first.
Okay. I'm going first.
Yeah, it's the only way to get a quick answer, apparently.
Okay, great. This is an interesting one. What is the best room in your house and why? The best room in the house, I would say, is the frog room, the room above the garage that we're in. Because we record here, we edit here. It's a nice big space that allows us to edit and do all this crazy shit. We've got green screens in here. We've got lights in here.
It's our studio.
Cameras. Yeah, it's our little studio. So to me, it's one of my favorite places when I look forward to chatting with you in the evenings. It
is the relax room.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sealed off from the rest of the house. What about yours?
My son's room. The nursery.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Because you painted it.
I painted it. I made it super comfy.
Yeah, and you painted a whole awesome tree on the wall. You and your mom did.
Yes, we painted that, and it's got like birdhouses in it and like family pictures, and you're just kind of like surrounded by family and friends on the wall, and painted it an awesome color, and I just made it the room that I wanted as a kid, basically.
It looks like the room that you want as a kid. Like,
yeah, and like the hippo light at night and the music. It's just like the most comfortable.
Yeah, you knocked it out. You knocked it out of the park with that one.
Thanks.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Next question. What do you do to improve your mood when you're in a bad mood?
First answer.
Yep.
Boom. Say it.
Gym. Gym is what I do.
Okay.
What do you think I do something else?
No.
Oh, yeah, gym. Gym is like, because it's usually, here's the thing.
That's true. You do.
Yeah. My bad mood is usually just is more than a bad mood. It's just genuine anger at someone. So I'll either lift as much as I can or run as fast as I can
right at
the gym. And then it's like, all right, cool. The one thing I dislike about everything that goes on now is I use my fucking phone to run with. I used to have an iPod.
Right.
They discontinued them. I used to have an iPod.
I can get you a mini.
No, they discontinued those too.
Really?
Yeah. 2 days ago, actually. 2 days ago. They discontinued the minis and the shuffles.
The shuffles, about 50 songs.
So I hate the fact that my iPod is my phone. Because it's fucking emails go off, texts go off, phone calls, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I wish you could just shut down everything else except for the music part, and then
I'm sure there's a way.
Right?
I'm sure there's a way.
That would be awesome.
Some techie person will write in and let us know.
Because I'll catch myself, since we're on the East Coast, in particular on the treadmill, looking for West Coast emails where I'm like,
I mean, you can put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yes,
across the board.
It's also like a mental thing of like, dude, fuck. Again, trying to check emails from like West Coast of like, all right, they'll probably be here by now. What about you? What about yours? What do you do to improve your mood when you're in bad mood?
I have about 4 things that are tried and true. Okay. Coffee.
Yeah.
Running.
Yep.
Wine.
Okay.
Food.
Okay.
So.
Which out of those 4? Because it
only says 1, right?
Yeah.
Wine.
Okay, there you go.
As far as like
bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, as far as like
bloop on this fucking resume.
Improving my mood. Listen, I'm not getting this job. I mean, that ship has sailed, right?
Yeah.
I'm definitely not getting this job.
No,
the answer is running. Let's say running if I want the job. Because it's true.
If you don't want the job.
If you want to be really truthful, whine and don't fucking lie.
Okay. Next up, what's the worst fear you have? 1 and 2, mine are heights and needles. Heights, I've gone skydiving and I've gone in F-18s and done barrel rolls and the whole shit, and how many G's can you get, and they try to make you black out.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I have fucking blast, and I did not feel afraid in an F-18. Skydiving, I jumping out of there, I was just like, oh fuck, like that was like shit your pants frightening, where I was just like, god damn it. I don't know why I have a fear of heights. Needles is only injections for like fucking lidocaine or blood, drawing blood or whatever. Don't have a problem with tattoo needles at all. Strange, like I have zero problem whatsoever. But those, so that's my ones and twosies real quick. And that's that's a 50-50 of which one's the worst. What about yours?
Genetically modified potato bugs. So like if they ever like potato bugs in general are my like biggest fear.
Yeah.
And then
those white bugs inside the potatoes?
No, potato bugs are like these weird alien looking bugs. They have like, you've seen them before.
Yeah.
They have like 3
I don't know if
three big like bulbous parts to them, stripes in the middle. They really look like aliens.
I'd have to go back and look.
Oh
look
my
at
god! If you do, you'll be like, and they're about 2 inches long.
Yeah, you don't like bugs. Yeah, you really don't like bugs. Like
I don't
bees and shit. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not like but those when you like see them.
So what are genetically?
So
modified?
My fear is that they're going to find a way to genetically modify them and make them bigger.
Oh God!
That's scarier.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
What purpose do those bugs serve? Every bug serves a purpose, essentially, right?
I guess that one eats other like mosquitoes, or
I don't know what it does.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to fucking look that up. After the show.
We'll have to look that one up.
Yeah,
that's a fear, and then just dying alone.
Really?
No big deal, but dying alone. And potato bugs. So those 2 ones and twosies.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. All right. Jesus. Go ahead. All right. Next up, who is someone that is popular now that you really like, and why do you like them so much? Boy, that's an easy one for me, especially after last night's fucking documentary on Showtime.
Oh, what?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Conor McGregor. That's somebody that I'm just like, man, I love his whole shit. All of it. Why do I like him so much? He has the power and freedom to say whatever he wants, whenever he wants, all the time, and it's on a global level. That's what I really, really like. Like I love that ability to get that much out to people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine right now. What about yours?
Harry Styles.
Whew, that's a good one.
He's and why?
Yeah.
Well, he's like super talented. Has come from a super gay band, but somehow seamlessly, I don't know, transitioned from that, and is like masculine without it in his confidence.
Yeah,
like he's confident enough to be like, yeah, I think this.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Ryan Gosling's hot. Like, yeah, I like romantic comedies. Like, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear this silk suit.
Yeah.
I'm also going to fucking bang your chick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah, he's rad. I like that. That's a good one. Because his album is fucking flawless pretty much. Like
on top of it. But yeah, just like as a person, you're just like, God
But damn. All the way around where you're just like, fuck, man, you did
you're
it,
just
dude.
Fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, you just did it.
You little fucker.
Yeah, you did it.
And you still got many years.
I know.
All right, moving on.
It's a good one. What smell brings you back to great memories? They say that smell is the strongest sense. There is a smell that I can't describe it. It is an indescribable. It's a smell that's I've smelled at my grandparents' beach house. Not that they had another house; they just lived there. But there was a smell there that when you open the door, there was like a freshness, and they always had the door open in a sliding glass door, so you could smell the.
So is that the beach?
The
or
salt
what
air. No, it was just a mixture of the scents inside my grandparents' house. Like,
but where would you smell that again?
I've smelled it a couple times down towards the beach because it's got to mix in with something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I've only smelled that smell a couple times, and I don't know what else it is. So it's hard to describe. I think a place of where I smelled something would be different. Whereas, if you're describing a pizza or something, that would be a different answer altogether. But that smell in particular, like down at the beach, brings back great memories.
Yeah.
What about yours?
Eternity.
I'm sorry?
Eternity?
By Calvin Klein?
By Calvin Klein.
Okay.
Not for any like memory of any guy or anything, but it was back in the day when we were like young girls, like trying to be like, oh, he's so hot. We'd like smell eternity and be like, yeah, that's like, it's so hot when they smell like that. You like don't even know what you're doing or talking about.
Right.
But it's just this idea of like, so when I smell it now, like there's a like visceral reaction to it.
Okay.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Should I start wearing it? Like, was that what you're saying?
I bought it for you. You don't wear it, but I mean, I don't want you to think that it's like I'm buying this for you because it's like reminds me of someone else.
No,
it reminds me of like a time.
Sure. But I will say this: straightrazors.com, their cologne is
for sure, and I love it.
That's my favorite. Okay, so that's my favorite.
Sometimes if you want to throw it on, up to you. I
will now. I didn't know this. I will now. All right. Next up. Well, this is a good one. What makes you nervous? What makes me nervous is crowds showing up for things, albeit movies, movie premieres, live shows, you name it. I always, for whatever reason, never think, like, I just think that I'm always going to show up to like premieres and like there'll be like 10 people there. And it's like, look, I've never not had a fucking sellout for a premiere ever, since I started making my own movies or whatever. So, but I still feel this weird nervousness all day of like, man, I'm going to show up and nobody's there. Like, this is going to fucking suck. And I don't know why. I think it was because when I was super young doing stand up at like 16, somewhere around the 16 age, you did these open mics in Atlanta, and like you would hope people would be there, and a lot of times you would go and there wouldn't be. There would be like 15 people, 20 people, and you were just like, fuck, this sucks. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where that's
nervous
from.
That people won't show up to your stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like super, but like to the point of where it almost makes me sick to my stomach, where I'm like, I don't eat a lot on those days. simply for that fact of like, I'm like, man, nobody's coming tonight. And it's always sold out, but like, that's stupid. Stupid.
Right.
Sometimes it hasn't happened, actually.
It's always sold out.
No. Actually, that's not true. Sometimes it hasn't happened. There was a screening we showed up and there was like fucking 10 people there.
For one of our screenings?
Well, it was like a midnight screening of like an older movie, but we arrived late and I couldn't promote it online and the flight was delayed.
Are you sure that wasn't my... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we went to one of my screenings of one of my movies, and there was like 10 people.
You know, it's funny since you brought that up. The movie that I saw to cast you in 50K and a Call Girl.
There was 8 people there, probably.
And four got up and left.
That's what we pride ourselves on.
4 got up and left.
Yeah, leaving
15 minutes
4 diehards, and that's what we have. It's like a very small group of diehards across the country that you go into a theater of 8, and you're the remaining 4, and we praise that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What makes you nervous?
Mine is like when people bust out in song, or like white people do like a freestyle rap, like like earnestly try and like, you know, like one of your friends just like busts out in song, but like really seriously is trying to sing this song, and you're just like, oh, and it's just like instantly I start sweating and get like really nervous when someone else tries to like, I don't know. I get really nervous for people.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like trying to do something, or like trying out a joke, or like trying out, I don't know. I get very nervous for other people.
Okay.
It makes me nervous, probably because it stems from my own thing, but yeah.
Sure. I understand that.
White people busting out a like freestyle rap.
Oh God, that's the. It's the worst.
Yeah, diarrhea.
It's the worst,
instant diarrhea for me.
Even when like celebrities do it on like on like radio shows, you're like, don't do it.
And I just like get Anyway, go ahead.
Who besides your parents? Oh, I like how they write beside your parents. Had the biggest impact on your life?
We already answered that.
No, we didn't. We talked about teachers person growing up. Yeah, but that was growing up. But I would say impact, like real big impact on your life. Like career-wise.
Okay.
I would say Kevin Hart. Oddly enough. And it was that one strange thing of we were, you know.
Oh, that's right.
We had we were both funny and auditioning for shit, and we kept screen testing. They do these things when you're down to like the final 4, and him and I were always down for like the final 4 in these movies, and we met on a movie that we both didn't get called Not Another Teen Movie. And it was down to 2 of us each for each character. And you kept mixing and matching and doing these chemistry tests, and like I got to do one with him, and it was fucking awesome. And so we both didn't get it, and the next thing had come up, and there was like 50 people in this room, and they said the wait was going to be an hour and a half to audition, and it was like fuck. And we were out in like, you know, fucking Santa Monica or something. There was nowhere to go back then. It was just like fuck it. So I saw him and I was like, hey man, you were really fucking funny at this last thing we were doing. He's like, I didn't get that shit. And I was like, I didn't get it either. And as we were sitting there talking, I had just read about him shooting a pilot and it didn't go forward with like NBC or something. And I was like, man, I just read about your show that didn't go. Are you disappointed? And he was like, no, I'm not disappointed. And he talks exactly like that.
Right,
you know,
right.
Fuck no, I'm disappointed. Man, you know what you need to do, man? Because you're a funny motherfucker too. You need to start writing your own shit. You need to start writing your own shit. I write my own shit. I'm doing all my own shit. I don't give a fuck about this audition. I don't give a fuck about the next thing. Like, I'm going to do it all myself. He's like, it'd be great if one of this happened. And he goes, but it's not going to. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do it on my own. And I was like, oh, all right, shit. And I was like, how easy or hard is it to write your own scripts and things like that? And he goes, you know, once you get used to it, in the groove of it, like, and start understanding it, he goes, if you're funny enough, it'll come pretty quickly. And he goes, but you got to do it all the time. And he goes, he was like a big advocate. No matter what you're doing, anything in comedy, got to do it every day. Got to repeat it and do it and live it. And I was just like, shit. And that night, went home, and because I had this idea for a script, started writing, never stopped. Never stopped. And that one conversation changed my life. And then, even looking at his career, because you might say, oh, Kevin Hart's fucking massively famous now. Like, he is as of about 4 or 5 years ago. But what you didn't see before that was the fucking 15 years of hard work that he put in where nobody gave a shit and nobody, I mean, fuck. And I'll tell you the movie that it was. And this will even blow your mind. And neither of us got this movie either. It was an independent film called Wieners. And it was Kenan Thompson ended up getting the part that he read for.
Well, I mean, he's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah, boy.
Just that one voice he does, huh?
I know.
What's up with that?
Well, if he ends up doing SNL this fall, he will be the longest running cast member of all time in the history of the show.
Oh, and he's got such a
mind-altering
cush gig. He just comes
mind-altering to me. Neither of us got this movie, and it was about a hot dog truck. This guy wanted to drive this hot dog truck across. That's why it was called Wieners and sell hot dogs or whatever the fuck it was. And it was just like, man, me or Kevin Hart didn't get that goddamn thing. Like,
right.
But I would say him, and I never have gotten. I haven't seen him. And so I've never gotten to thank him, like, fuck, ever. But I did hear Seth Rogen on Jimmy Fallon one night. And Jimmy Fallon, or Seth Rogen had told the same story of the first time he met Kevin Hart. He said, it was almost identical to mine. And Kevin Hart was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm writing my own shit. I'm doing my own shit. I don't need anybody. And it was like, I don't know if that was just his thing that he said to everybody and just willed himself to do it. But either way, fuck, changed my life. So yeah, that's one person.
Okay.
I know we were talking about I said the principal, vice principal that was when I was growing up. What about you?
Well, yeah.
You had your acting teacher. Was there anybody else? Like,
I mean, my acting teacher. Yeah.
No one else besides that.
But her and her then husband at the time were in my life.
Who was her husband?
Dwyer Brown.
You want to tell the audience what Dwyer Brown is known for?
Dwyer Brown, when he was teaching me acting in acting class and was my acting coach, he was famous for playing the dad in Field of Dreams at the very, very tippy end of that movie.
Yeah. Son, do you want to have a catch?
That was his big
good looking man
claim to fame. Great looking. Great looking. And all the ladies in the class thought so.
How'd that work out for Dwyer?
I can't even. That had a huge impact on my life, Dwyer Brown. Watch out for your acting coach.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And also, it had an impact, and I was like, really? Not me, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it passed over you. Huh?
Passed me over. I was a little chubby, wasn't I?
I don't know. I didn't know you back then.
I was a little chubby and a little, like, just oblivious, apparently. I didn't even know any of that shit was going on.
Wow.
But
wow.
Yeah, kind of for the same reason that they were impactful though, is they were just like, wherever you are, you can act. Wherever you don't have to be in LA, you don't have to be in like you could be. They moved from LA to Ojai and started in the theater, and like wherever you are, you can do the thing that fulfills you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it just depends on whether or not you're willing to do it.
And like looking at it that way and approaching it in that way is how I got everything. Not that it's a big bounty, but got, all the doors opened from just having that state of mind. Making the movie with my friends that went to Sundance, that led to, but it all started with the, thinking, it started with wherever you are, you can do it.
Right.
If it's really, really what you love to do. If you want to be famous, you're going to need to be here. If you just want a bunch of money, you're going to need to be here. But if you really just like acting.
Okay.
And you have to be honest about that, right?
Yeah,
because like a lot of people will be like, yeah, but it's like if you really, really just love to do that, you can do it anywhere.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
So that's where I started because of them. That's my mindset.
Yeah,
because of how they taught me.
There was a play, and by the way,
and writing your own stuff.
Yes.
So their whole thing was like, write your own stuff, put it up. So it's like kind of the same as yours, that like no one's going to give it to you.
Yeah.
We're outside the box. We're a little bit weird. Like you aren't going to fit into what they want you to fit into. You're amazing. We love you.
Yeah.
and you're really good at what you do, but you're going to have to like pave your own way because it's not going to be like a super easy, like get the, show on MTV or whatever. You're just not going to be that person.
Right. Yeah. And that is true. Like there was a place called Spaghetti Warehouse in Columbus, Ohio, that did murder mystery theater. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember meeting somebody who was in that show. Like they were one of the actors in that, and they were a little older.
Sure.
And I was like, they were like, I jokingly in a conversation said something about Spaghetti Warehouse, and they were like, oh, I work there. I was like, oh shit, I love Spaghetti Warehouse.
All right.
And I was like, what do you do? And they were like, oh, I do the dinner theater. I'm an actor or whatever. And I was like, I would say the guy at the time was probably 36, 37.
Okay.
And I was like, do you have any dreams to go out to LA or New York or anything like that? And he goes, no, I want to raise my family here, and I love acting. And
that's crazy to me.
So,
but that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, and if you love it, it's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you love it, you can do it anywhere. You can do whatever your passion is anywhere.
There's a theater, like there's a community theater
in everywhere. City. Yes.
You can definitely show up and at least get a part in the chorus and be a part of the whole thing. I promise you, you can. If you show up to all the productions that they do and you really want to do it, they'll give you a spot somewhere. And if that's really what you want to do, you can do it. Or you can get a fucking video camera and shoot stuff. Like it's all, I don't know, but you just have to think about why you're doing it.
Next question: what's a weird or useless talent you have? I don't know if this is useless or not. I think it is, but I can find like tickets and things like or items for shoots, and it's for like production things always. I have a weird knack to track these weird items or things down across the country, like a fucking Bigfoot suit or a you name it. Like,
is that a talent?
I think it is, and I'll tell you why.
Skill.
I think it's a talent simply for the fact of it's all a lot of this shit sales wise is based on keywords. Like there isn't, Amazon, you can just go to Amazon, but if you're looking for something way off the beaten path,
right,
it's keywords on like Google or eBay or things like that, and I'm good with constantly hammering in keywords that will find me these weird little trinkets that we need for shoots or productions or things like that. And I think it's a totally useless skill for somebody other than myself or like other people in production, I guess. I don't know.
That sounds to me like when you say that, it sounds like I care too much. That's my downfall.
No.
I care too much because
here's the thing.
That's a useful talent for your job.
For my job, but my job is my company, so therefore
How is that useless?
Well, it's for me because it's only for me. Like there is other ways around things during production where you could always make up something or whatever, but if you want the real thing, I like to hunt and search it down, and I'm good at it, and so that is
true. I definitely cannot.
No, you cannot. But I think it's kind of like my own. Yeah, it's yeah. I think it's weird. That's all, and that's what the question is: weird or useless talent. What about you?
I can make my eyes weirdly small from the outside in.
How so?
I mean, you have to be really close up to me, and it's very subtle.
Right.
But they like go.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, almost like
Do that again. Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Right?
Yeah. That's really weird. Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
It's dumb. It's the opposite of that lady that can pop her eyes out.
Okay.
So I can make the whole outside into like a small circle. And it's a thing where you're just like, wait, do it again? Because it's really weird and not,
it's super weird.
Super weird and super useless. Yeah. Also, I care too much.
Yeah, well.
Also, I care too much. That's one of my useless talents.
Sure it is. All right. Oh, you'll love this one. These questions are great, actually. Whoever did this for this job, like fucking A, good on you. Who would be the worst person to be stuck in an elevator with? And who would be the best person to be stuck in an elevator with? Lena Dunham
would be the worst.
Yes, with a bullet.
Oh.
With a bullet. Number one with a bullet. Lena Dunham in an elevator. Oh my God. I can't. And with no cell reception and no internet, I would fucking lose my shit. All of my fucking shit. If I was in an elevator with
And who would be the best one? Do the right thing.
What?
Who would be the best one? Do the right thing.
Margot Robbie? I'm kidding. Do the right thing. Who's the right thing?
I would say for me, Benicio del Toro, but then I was like, do I want to do that?
Benicio, dude. He does rimmers in elevators.
I know. Do I want to do that? Like, you don't know how long you're going to be stuck in there. And
you know he fucked Scarlett Johansson in an elevator, right?
Yeah. And went straight for the butt stuff.
I don't know if he did or not.
He went finger straight to the butt stuff.
I can't confirm that. Who would be the best person to be stuck in an elevator with? Somebody funny and fun. I think I would go with interesting on this one. I would say like Tina Fey. I think Tina Fey would be super interesting to be in an elevator with, to talk to her about all of the shit that, writing and different personalities to juggle and SNL and a lot of things. Like somebody I would have an interesting conversation with. So I would say Tina Fey. Yeah. I would have gone like childhood hero of like Ricky Henderson or somebody like that. But I don't think you really want to know too much about your heroes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that camp.
Right.
Where you don't want to be bros with them. Like once you see the other side,
you don't want to see them freaking out in the elevator.
Not that Ricky Henderson would freak out, because I don't think he. But
you don't want to see how they handle.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
It might disappoint you.
You know who would be really good though? Like Artie Lang would be a good one to be stuck in an elevator with.
Oh, because he'd be holding for sure.
Yeah, and it would be
guys could get high
hilarious.
As hell.
Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious.
He'll definitely have a couple like airplane bottles of alcohol.
Who's yours? Who's the worst person to be stuck in an elevator with?
The mom from Karate today. Was sitting next to us in Karate. That's just like the gal that like explains away the retardation of their children all day.
Yep. You're right. Yeah. The audience doesn't know that person, but trust me, I was there and I can vouch for this.
They know a person like that. Like
everybody's got that person.
Yeah, if you take your kids to any like sports or school or anything, there's that person that's just like,
yeah.
Yep, I know.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's biting, huh? Well, do your fucking job and get out of my face.
Who's the best person?
Well, I was going to say you, but you didn't say me, so...
Babe, I would have said you.
Ooh, Benicio.
That's why you were saying do the right thing.
And you said Margot Robbie. And I said, cool. Fucking elevator pass. Get on in here, Benice. It might not work. I heard the elevator is a little touch and go. Get on in here, Benicio.
You know what? I bet you. It's funny. It's funny you say that. I bet you they put this question in there for this exact you wouldn't say your family?
Yeah,
you wouldn't
your
say
wife or like your best friend. Yeah. You want to have that moment. Like you personally want to have that moment with Tina Fey, and you think that she's going to be in any kind of mood to chop it up with you about
if you're stuck. If you're stuck.
Yeah, she's going to be on her phone. Like she doesn't want to fucking chop it up with you.
She can't be on her phone. You gotta, it says you're stuck.
What do you mean she can't be on her phone? It doesn't say there.
There's no Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi.
Oh, is that what this said? The question?
No,
is that what it said?
But I'm assuming.
Sure. Get on in here, Benice. Get on in here,
Benice.
Benjamin of the Bull.
Rimmer #Rimmers for Benicio.
Hashtag I guess I get a pass.
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't say me.
But he wants to be in the butt stuff, like on the elevator.
Get on in here, Benicio. Anyway.
Man, this is weird. If you could bring back one TV show that was canceled, what would you bring back? Go ahead. Since you banged the table and you boo-bammed it, go ahead.
My So-Called Life.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an obvious, dumb, boring answer. What about you?
Did MTV cancel that? Like,
it was 18.
They did.
Yeah, it was 18 episodes only, so it leaves. Well, they buttoned it up. They definitely buttoned it up, but I think they were thinking maybe it would go longer.
Gotcha. Mine's
the ratings just weren't.
Mine's Deadwood.
Oh, it was canceled?
Yeah, fucking canceled. I said it was too expensive.
You know what show should have been canceled that would make it really good is Party of Five, but yeah. They went a little bit too long, and they went into like the Bailey alcoholism.
Well, you're not going to give up that paycheck, but
true. Deadwood,
Deadwood, the reason why they canceled it is a fun fact. Is the budget of the production was too high.
Yeah.
So they canceled it, and they've promised this movie to wrap it up that has never came to fruition. And every year HBO starts up with some asshole from the crowd is always like, what about the Deadwood movie? We needed to know the ending, because we don't know the ending of the show.
Do you think that would do well? A Deadwood?
I think it would crush.
Yeah,
crush. Yeah, because it's look. If you look at what happened after Deadwood, Timothy Olyphant went to Justified, so he's huge,
right?
And then Swear Engine is in every fucking goddamn thing on the planet.
Didn't one of them die though? From
no,
Deadwood?
it's you're thinking of Tombstone.
Powers Booth or whatever, or what's his name?
Yeah, Curly Bill Brocious. Bah. Yeah, I think it was Powers Booth. Yeah,
it wasn't anyone from Deadwood.
No.
Okay.
It was not anybody from Deadwood.
Okay. Well, I am a font of misinformation. Just call me misinformation. I'm just just full of hazy memories and misinformation, okay? But I'm a good time, huh?
What is the best birthday gift you've ever received?
Go.
Oh yeah. On me.
Yes, you're the one that's answering.
I got a car when I was 16. That was It was our old family car. It was used. It was a beige turbo tempo.
Nice.
Beige on beige interior.
Beige on beige on beige.
Yeah, the old turbo tempo. It was not called a turbo tempo. It was called a Ford Tempo. And I named it the Turbo Tempo. That was the name of my car. But that was the best gift I have received. It was nice. It was nice to get a car for your birthday.
Yeah. I would say stuff that we do, but we kind of like do things together because our birthdays are like literally a day apart.
Yep.
So it's kind of like we do like...
Yeah, we do
you know what I mean? Like
a thing.
A thing together. So it's not really like... I mean, it's sweet. But I got a surprise birthday party when I was like 14, I think.
Oh, really?
From my like cronies on the block where I like didn't think anything was happening.
Yeah.
And we're all... not white trash, but we're a little like whatever, hippie, dirty girls running around the block. So it was like really weird,
right,
to like throw a birthday party, and we just to a surprise birthday party, and it was just like awesome. It was one of those like really unexpected things that turned my birthday around, and we just like I used to have a wheelchair as like a toy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to repeat that, or
that I got at the thrift store, and I would do like tricks on it and stuff.
Sure. That was a long period of time you did that.
That I had that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was that movie with the alien?
Oh boy, Mac and Me.
Yeah.
That was the movie that got you, huh?
Well, it's fun. They're fun, like the old school ones, like to do like wheelies and like.
Oh boy, I can't even hear this. So are bikes. So are bicycles. You know what I'm saying? Skateboards.
Like I said, we're bordering white trash.
Sure. So you had
the line between hippie and white trash is real thin.
Yeah. And it starts with.
So anyways, we just
with a wheelchair.
Pushed each other down the street.
In the wheelchair. Oh God. And that was your best memory. That was your best gift. That was your best gift ever, right there.
Oh yeah, and the Bahamas trip to the Bahamas from you.
Best gift ever. No, the wheelchair beats. There was one time I was 14. We got a wheelchair.
No, I had the wheelchair already.
All my friends came over for a birthday party.
They didn't get it for me.
We rode that wheelchair all night long. You name it, we rode it. We rode that wheelchair everywhere we went.
Popping wheelies all over the driveway.
Popping wheelies.
Popping wheelies. Popping wheelies.
Popping wheelies.
Sorry if that's insensitive, but that's just what happened.
Yeah. No, it's just a stray wheelchair.
I'm sorry.
Stray wheelchair.
It was fun.
What's the biggest book that has had the biggest? I'm sorry. What book has had the biggest impact on your life? Me as I read this book on Abraham Lincoln, I think, in high school.
That makes sense.
And I really got into history and historical figures, and I think it influenced a lot of my writing and things that I like to write, and why I like to write about historical shit from time to time, and it helps with references and jokes and things like that. Like, so yeah, I think it was like a biography on Abraham Lincoln, actually, which is fucking weird.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. What about yours?
Catcher in the Rye.
A lot of people say that. Actually,
I still have it. The copy that I read.
You know what? I tried to read that too young, and I didn't get it, and I never went back to it. I don't think I ended up.
Happened.
I don't think I ended up going back to Catcher in the Rye after that. Like, I remember reading it, but I think I was younger, and it was one of those things that like the older kids had, and it was just like, I'm going to read this fucking book, and I wasn't like, I don't know, 4th grade or 5th grade. And I didn't get it, so I never went back to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, how old were you when you read it? Do you remember?
I think we had to read. I was like 15, which I think is like 15, 16, which is actually like the perfect time to read it. I think people read it a little bit younger, but I think 15.
Okay.
15, 16 is when you're just feeling those, like, get me out of this. Like, is this what it is? Do I have to listen to everybody? Can't I just run away and, like, be a grown up? Like, this is fucking crazy. And then, he learns that he can't. But yeah, I think 15 is probably the perfect time. 15 or 16. Were you younger than that?
Yes. I was in 4th grade, I think. 4th or 5th grade.
Oh, yeah, because you were gifted?
No.
It's because you were gifted?
Yeah, I was just super smart, but no.
That's cool.
No, but I didn't get
Catcher in the Rye didn't do it for you?
No, I didn't get I just think it was too...
There was another one too. Yeah.
You ever read books too early and you're like, you couldn't relate at that time?
No. No way.
No, of course not.
I never read a book too early. That's for damn sure.
Well, when the greatest moment in your life is riding a wheelchair with your buddies, that's gonna happen. What do you prefer, popular music or relatively unknown music? That's the next question.
Go ahead.
Mine.
You like popular music?
Yes and no. Because of scoring movies and all that stuff, I get to hear a lot of music before it comes out. But a lot of the music that I really, really end up liking ends up becoming popular.
Right.
So there isn't too many artists that I got to hear from back in the day who didn't blow up, where I heard their music and was like, oh my gosh. The shitty, because I've gotten fucking thousands of songs and CDs from artists and everything for these movies, and the good ones end up making it. There's only a couple bands out there that I was like, fuck, these guys haven't made it yet. Only a handful of bands, where the rest of them ended up blowing up and it became popular music. So,
yeah.
But I love music from across the spectrum. But yeah, I would say it ends up being popular.
Yeah.
What about you?
Relatively unknown, but from back in the day. If that makes sense. Like a kind of smaller Pink Floyd. My favorite album from Pink Floyd is Pig on the Wing. Do you know what I mean? Like the kind of unknown.
Gotcha. But from a decent band,
from a popular band.
Sure.
Back in the day, I'm definitely not like a pop queen at all. I don't love everything that comes out right when it comes. Like I'm just not that. But
yeah. Next question: is there any song that brings a tear to your eye?
Oh my gosh! Go ahead.
Yes. Shine a Light by the Rolling Stones. What about you?
Probably the band.
What's the name of the song? Do you know?
The Weight.
Okay.
Pretty.
That's a good song.
Yeah, The Weight, or Candle in the Window by.
Oh God.
What? You know what I'm talking about?
By Elton John?
No, by Leave a Candle in the Window.
Like a candle in the window.
By it's not Three Dog Night.
Three Doors Down?
No.
I don't even know.
Go ahead.
I actually don't know this song. I know
you
a lot
don't?
of music.
Go
Leave
ahead.
a candle in the window?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're going to have to look that up.
I am. You can ask the next question, though.
Oh, I will. Oh, this is a good one. What are the 3 best apps?
John Fogerty.
Put
a candle in the window.
John Fogerty's the best.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's great. Next question is, what are the 3 best apps on your phone?
Okay.
There's 3 that I always use, and I'm going to go with them.
I'm going to look at my phone, but go ahead.
Fucking, it's the usual suspects of Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I use those religiously, so those are the 3 most.
I mean,
if you're asking me what the best app is from the get-go, that is still one that I'm like, I can't believe they can do this, is Shazam.
Yeah.
Shazam
it's the most fun.
Yeah, like I heard
it's not like the most useful, but it is the most fun.
I think it's useful. I look, all like you put today. Just today, this is no lie. Driving back from the gym today, there was a song that I'd never heard before on Sirius XM.
Credence.
Yeah, Credence. CCR. There was a song that I had never heard today. I Shazammed it on the way home, and I was like, "Fuck!" And that's immediately going to go into my mix now. And if it wasn't for Shazam, I'd have nowhere to find half the shit that's on my mix for gym.
Right. I'm going to say Uber.
Oh.
Pinterest.
Yeah.
And Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, you love Pinterest.
I do, but
the ladies love Pinterest.
It is, but like guys can really, benefit from it if you're looking for anything, like how to anything. What is the anything? Like really you can I don't know. You can find really anything you're looking for on Pinterest.
Okay.
I mean, it'll take you to the link that you need to go. Every single person has a board. I mean, think about everyone. Yeah. So everyone has a board for something.
Sure.
And they've compiled the best links for exactly what you're asking.
Yeah.
No matter what it may be.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. This next one is going to be is a brutal one. Brutal question. Because if let's say you were in an interview like my buddy, like, I don't know what you'd write for this. How often do you check your phone? I mean, fuck. A day?
Well, it's brutal for you, but for him, not everyone checks their phone the way you do.
Well, I have to for work.
I'm just saying. I know. I'm sure he doesn't have to worry about that answer much as you do.
I love when I can just fucking leave it and not.
When is that?
We went to the park yesterday.
Okay.
Didn't have it for like an hour and a half. Didn't think about shit. Mm-hmm. And it was great. And I will say this. So my answer is probably 100 times a day. That's a guess. Simply for emails, texts, fucking social media, to promote the shows, to promote Ross Patterson Revolution, fucking Drinkin' Bros, all that shit. Like I run all those accounts. So it's like, fuck, man, it's a lot, to keep everybody interested in everything you're going. But look, there is nothing better than when you don't have to use that fucking phone.
Right.
Especially when you go somewhere and it, out of the country and it doesn't work. You're like, fucking awesome.
That is the best.
The best.
Yeah. And when people know too, so it's just like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. And it's great. So I'm one of those people who doesn't miss it at all. Like,
right.
Great. Fuck it. But it's only happened a few times in the last, 10 years where I haven't had to use my phone this much. So when it does, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be embarrassed to say, probably not embarrassed, but probably like over 100, I would say.
Mm-hmm. You can answer this for me, probably.
Yeah. You check your phone twice a day?
Twice in the day, like once when I get up.
Yeah.
And like a little bit when, like in the middle of the day, and then that's pretty much it. And then it goes in the purse.
That's actually not true. Because you are always looking for fucking podcasts and shit. So.
Oh, so that counts. Yeah. But I'm not looking at my phone. It's just on.
It is on. Because your phone is, I would say, it is on all goddamn day.
With podcasts and stuff.
Podcasts, or because when you're working around the house or out, like it's on. But you're definitely not checking it. But it's on.
But it's on. Yeah. Sorry.
What man? I wonder where they're going with this. Here's the next question: what was your first smartphone, and how did you feel when you got it? My first smartphone was what was the one that flipped open? Sidekick.
Oh,
Sidekick was my first smartphone.
Is smartphone when it gets Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi, and you could email.
BlackBerry, yeah. BlackBerry.
You had a BlackBerry.
Mm-hmm.
So mine was that. And then, how did you feel when you got it? Like, I felt like this is the new world. This is amazing. Like, because there were so many things you could do, and there was these games. There was this game that came on the fucking thing, and like, you sit in so many auditions for like hours. So I would play this fucking game over and over on my Sidekick, and like, I like the way it flipped open. Like, and flip back like a Lambo door, where you were just like, oh, this is fucking dope. I'm sweet.
Right.
Sweet.
You'd sit down and just like flip it open like, I'm here.
I'll even hear, and it was T-Mobile. And here's how far I will go to say this. If T-Mobile had a decent service, coverage wise, and they're fucking, and they redid the Sidekick, in a heartbeat, I'd have that. Because I like those, and probably the same way for you with the BlackBerry. I like the hard keys. Mm-hmm. Where you could press.
Yeah,
so
it felt weird to not have that.
Yeah, these had these fucking rubber and I could jam. I mean, I could fucking text in like 2 seconds.
Sure.
And it was like the Wild West, and then I would flip it back down like I was spinning a gun in a fucking saloon. Mm-hmm. And it was great. And
that does sound fun.
I love that phone. And they actually they sent that to me. And it was fucking awesome. Really enjoyed that phone. And like, so much so that even like when the next series came out, I bought it. I bought it up until iPhones came out and really started dominating, where, you got that look where it was just like, why the fuck don't you have an iPhone?
Right.
All right, let's see. The next question is, how do you feel when you accidentally leave your phone at home? I feel panicked.
Totally.
I drive back.
I think everyone does now.
And I do it a lot because I'm so scattered. My mind is I'm thinking about things in particular on the way to work, like, to go and write shit or whatever project I'm working on. When I drive in the mornings, I'm usually focused in on what I have to do that day. And like, I've forgotten my phone a few times where I have to fucking drive back and get it. And it's like this, leave it on the roof. Is it broken? What do I do?
My favorite is when I go back to get it and nothing.
Yeah.
No text, no nothing. You're just like freaking out, like, oh my God, I left it. There might be 1 million text messages and nothing.
Nothing.
You're like, oh, you really could have just left it here and it would have been, you know what I mean? Like, it's the exact same thing as if it was in your purse. Nada. All right.
Next question. God damn it. These are really interesting and like super. You could analyze the fuck out of these. Do athletes deserve high salaries they receive? Why or why not?
I think we kind of touched on this a little bit.
We did.
Risk to reward.
Yes. I say yes because it brings in a franchise so much more money if they do well, merchandise and all of that other shit.
You need to give them incentive. You need to give people incentive.
Yeah.
To make money for the people that are making the big bucks.
Right.
So you have to make it a little bit more level.
But I do say yes simply because I know, you look at like the recent big money contract was for fucking James Harden for the point guard he was second in the MVP race, very easily could have been number one. He just signed an extension for $225 million for like fucking 4 years. And it's just, that is an unbelievable amount of money. But the people that are that great in the NBA and all of the jersey sales that he sells around the world and his whole shit, I bet you they probably make that money back and more. So like, yeah, I think he deserves it. Simply for what you're bringing in return. Now the people who fucking bomb out and don't do it, like,
yeah,
it's a hard one. What about you?
Yeah, I think they do. Only because, it's like the big disconnect with college, like football, and how much money it brings in and how much money they don't make. Yeah. And it's like, that's the big thing of like, you get these kids like indignant and doing all this fucked up shit because they're just like, it's not a level playing field of what they're bringing in for the company and they're making nothing. So I don't know. It's stuff like that. Or the refs that like rig the game because they're not making shit.
Who are the 3 greatest athletes of all time?
Mine are going to be baseball players, but go ahead.
All of them baseball players?
I mean, go ahead.
3 greatest athletes of all time. Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders. And then third, I would have to say, I mean, probably Rocky Marciano because he was the only one that was undefeated in boxing. And like boxing is fucking hard. Like if you lose focus for a second, you're knocked out.
Right.
So I would say those are 3. People may bitch and say, why didn't you say Jordan or Kobe or that? I still think Deion Sanders played football and baseball.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So did Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
And, Rocky Marciano. Boxing is still the sport that, besides it's him and Floyd Mayweather. They're the only ones that are undefeated.
Yeah.
And I think in his era, Rocky Marciano's era, it was harder than it was during Floyd's. So that's who I'm going with. What do you got?
I got Jeter.
Derek Jeter from the Yankees. Okay.
Namath.
Namath was sweet.
Only because he's just like did it right.
Yeah.
Whatever he did it right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So greatest athlete that could also party like a poon hound.
Yeah.
So in the athletics of life,
Sure.
Not what you're asking. I've already lost the job, so I'm just going.
Yeah, no,
I'm just going
rogue.
for it. I've already lost this job,
go
so
rogue,
Namath because he was a poon hound.
Yeah, go
Do
rogue.
I get it? Do I get the job? And then what would 3? I mean Ruth.
Oh, Babe Ruth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I still think Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player of all time.
I think a lot of people still think that.
Yeah.
He's still the person to beat, really.
Because he was a pitcher before. He threw no hitters.
Like, a pitcher that could bat like that, it's unheard of.
It's
to this day
crazy. Here we go. What's the next question? What's the best restaurant you've ever eaten at, and why? Mine is Mastro's Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
They do everything right there. Their appetizers, to their main courses, to their sides, and their desserts. And I'm not a big dessert guy, but their desserts there are fucking balsamic, where you're just like, God damn it, I get it.
Right.
That is my favorite restaurant, and that is why. There is other places that have done individual items a little better,
right.
But as a whole, across the board, if I had to pick one, it's Mastro's.
Well, there's one that's a big joke that I haven't been to yet, right?
What's it?
Scopa.
Oh, yeah.
Where you keep every time we go to LA, you'll make a reservation and then somehow we won't be able to make it. And it's at this point, it's just a big joke. I guess I'll never go. From what I hear, it will be my dream restaurant.
Right.
But I'm going to have to say Mastro's as well. Just the best experience and food. I can't.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think of anything else that's better than that.
Right.
Right. There'll be places that are better for different reasons, like you said, whatever ambiance or the night that it was the best night because of who you were with and whatever. But if you're just saying favorite restaurant, I'm going to say the Malibu one. Actually, I don't love the one
in Beverly Hills.
No. It's a little bit too stuffy. Too stuffy, but if you go to Malibu, everything's going to be a little bit more chill.
Yeah, we always manage to fuck shit up though, when we go, no matter where it is, even if it's stuffy.
It's true.
All right, this will be the last one.
Okay.
This will be the last one.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, look, we could do this for fucking days.
Yeah,
probably.
But how much do people want to hear us just answering weird questions?
I thought this was, look, people send in a lot of shit to the podcast. I thought this was one that was
no, this is interesting.
Really interesting.
Sure, yeah.
And I was just like, fuck. How many times will you sit down with somebody and ask them these questions? And there's also not a lot of jobs you're up for that do this. I only know a couple, like I said earlier.
I'd be interested to ask a couple people like on the Questionnaire show or the email us show, basically. I'd be
go
interested
through some of the rest of these.
Yeah, well, I'd be interested to ask someone else from, to see what their real answer would be too, because I have no idea what they're wanting you to answer or the different spectrum of what. You know what I mean?
Well,
like what's in your mind?
We're just answering it to answer it. We're not up for a job, obviously.
Right. So I'm just saying, like anyone else, like what they're on some of these would be.
Sure.
It'd be interesting.
All right. So last one here. Where is the most awe-inspiring place you have been? To me, that changes. It changes a lot. Where it's just like, There's different times where you're at different places and you're like, this is incredible. Sometimes it's where you live, like when you see an amazing, like Wilmington's a beautiful city. It's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. When you see a sunset like downtown on the river, you're like, fuck. Yeah. Does it get any better than this? Yeah. Same with, at the beach when you see a sunset, when you catch that sunset over the canal, you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would.
You'd say here?
I would say there. I would say here now, but however, if you would have asked me 6 years ago, right, I would have said that trip to Niagara Falls.
Really?
Yeah, where I was just like, fuck. I didn't understand how massive and expansive and big it was. Like I just didn't. It didn't register for some reason. And then when you were there, you're like, fuck, this really is one of the world's greatest wonders or whatever it is. Like, same with remember the Grand Canyon? When we went to the Grand Canyon, it was just like, and we went at like. You
could see a million pictures and it still isn't like, oh, when you get there, like,
yeah. And we shot at magic hour. So we got to see the sunsets at the Grand Canyon and it was amazing. So, but I think it changes throughout your life. So I don't know if they're asking for the most awe-inspiring place you've ever been. They want to know where
you've been that like inspires you. Yeah, awe-inspiring, whatever.
I would. I would. I guess I would go with
Niagara Falls.
No, I'd go with. I would go with the sunset here.
Okay.
Like when it comes down over the canal down by the beach, that's where I'm just like, wow, it just can't get any more beautiful than this. Whereas Niagara Falls to me was awe-inspiring for the simple reason of like, it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I was awe-inspired because of how massive it was, how much water was flowing. Like it was for a different reason. What about you?
Mine still is New York. And it's only because you're just like, how does all of this work?
Yeah.
How do all of these like people and like, I don't know. And the awe-inspiring part of it is like there's so many like underground weird places you'll never know about, you'll never see. And like, they're probably so fucking cool. And like the whole city is built on this like, I don't know, like underground, just a bunch of cool moving parts that all work together. Even the people walking down the street that live there, they know how to do it. Okay. They know which side to walk around. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get it. It's like 100% get it.
I love it there.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess that's what I mean. Like the feeling that I get is just like, holy shit, I could fucking, try. Like even us driving down the street in the cab, I think maybe Upper East or so, where your college was.
Oh, NYU. Yes.
So like, and just every restaurant was like, we looked in, it was like amazing, cool bar. Right. And you're just like, I could never go to all of these places.
Restaurants, bars. Yeah. You're right.
Because everyone has their own little borough, their own little, corner that's theirs.
And if you tried to walk down every single street in New York, it would take you the rest of your life to go to all those restaurants,
to go to all those places, or go to the coolest places, or even the coolest streets, or it would take you so long to go to all the places that you quote unquote need to go, need to check out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy.
That's a good one. So much like on Ross Patterson Revolution, we have a revolutionary figure of the week. We also, look, I'm not going to leave you out. We also have a Drinkin' Bro of the week as well. Since we're doing a quick crossover episode. This one goes out to Colin Taylor Dreher. It's a weird last name. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Dreher. It's almost like Dreher. It's almost like Dr. Dreher. And if that is your nickname, Colin, that'd be fucking dope, actually. So this one is Colin Taylor Dreher, who submitted, hey guys, I wanted to submit a Drinkin' Bro of the week to you guys. Lieutenant Aaron Allen with the Southport PD. It's a suburb on the south side of Indianapolis. On a response to a vehicular accident where the driver shot the first responding officer 14 times. A few days later, Aaron Allen succumbed to his injuries. This was the first death of an officer in the line of duty ever there. 5 hours earlier in the day, Lieutenant Allen walked his son to the bus stop for the first and last time. Shit, man. Thanks, guys. Love the podcast. Love everything you guys do. And, man, that sucks. That fucking sucks. Just senseless fucking bullshit like that. Sorry for your loss, Southport PD. And to Colin Taylor Dreher, thank you for submitting it. Our hearts and prayers go out to Lieutenant Aaron Allen and his family. Thanks for listening, you guys. Super appreciate it, and hope you dig the crossover. Sometimes we do them on occasion. We're also going to do it with Black-Hearted occasionally. We're trying to fill you up with programming 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And again, if you like weird episodes like this, we do a bunch of weird shit like this on Ross Patterson Revolution. Feel free to subscribe. It's available on all the same platforms that Drinkin' Bros is. We also got the Ross Patterson Revolution on Instagram. My Instagram is at stjames. Jesse's is at Jesse Wiseman on Instagram. You can follow her there. And the Facebooks are Ross Patterson Revolution. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Hope you got to know a little bit about our lives tonight. Take care. Good night, everyone.